Hello folks, how we doing? My name is Andrew Ray. I host a show called Binging with Babish. This is the live version of that show. Not really. We're trying something different today, folks. I'm gonna come down here and talk to you like a normal human being. Get in focus, there we go. We're doing something a little different today. Normally we'd be doing a Basics with Babish cook-along, but I need to do a lot of shooting because I'm going out of town in a couple weeks, so I'm trying to get a whole bunch of episodes done today and tomorrow and this weekend. And we thought it'd be fun to live stream the making of an episode. I'm making next week's episode, which is going to be It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia Special Part 2. And I thought I'd make a couple dishes here. You guys can see me experiment, try a couple new things. I'm also going to prep for another episode in a couple weeks. It's going to be bacon and eggs from what's called Howl's Moving Castle. A lot of requests for Studio Ghibli films. Finally going to be doing one of those. I see we got a couple super chats here. I'm going to pay attention to those in a second. Okay, let's see. All right, we got hell yeah from Mr. King. Thank you, Mr. King. Yeah, I'm going to be starting the cure on some bacon because we're going to make bacon entirely from scratch for the Howl's Moving Castle episode. And I'm also going to make a few dishes from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Today, we're going to be test driving the Caribbean Paradise, which I believe is better than busting a nut, as they say. I didn't say that. That's from the show. Advertisers, don't pay any attention to me. I'm going to try two different iterations of that. Mac's famous mac and cheese, which turned out to be boxed. So you're probably wondering, what am I going to do there? Well, I'll let you. We'll find out. I'm going to make some easy stovetop mac and cheese. That's very easy to make for you and for your friends and loved ones. And then if we have time, we're going to take a crack at grilled Frank. I don't know what I'm going to do for the good version of grilled Frank yet. We got to see if it's bad. I can't imagine it's going to be that bad. We got fried Spam, bacon, sausage, jelly, pancake, all fried in a stick of butter. It'll probably taste pretty good, but we always strive to try to do a good version. And then the other one that I want to do for the episode, I'm not going to make it today live, but I want to do squash and beef. And I want to do kind of like last time with Charlie's Milk Steak, I tried to make a very high sort of haute cuisine version, chef's table version, if you will. And I want to do that again with maybe like an acorn squash puree and 5-spice braised short ribs or something like that. So I'm not doing that today, but we're going to take a crack at a couple dishes today. I'm going to read through some super chats here just before we get started, because this is sort of behind the scenes, a Q&A, and I'm going to take a look at some of the Q's here and give some A's. Let's see, we got a bunch of super chats. We have $5 Australian from Planet Express. No question, but thank you very much, Planet Express. We have £5 sterling from Luke Deary. Then why do you call yourself Babish? Well, that's a hotly contested issue. It was my Reddit handle. Sorry for everybody who's heard this story before. I've told it many, many times. It was my Reddit handle named after a character from The West Wing. I named the show after my Reddit handle because I intended it just to be for Reddit, just a fun little project for Reddit. And now it's my entire brand and identity. Life is funny. Taylor Itkin gave $5 and said, Andrew, I'd like you to know you are the first person ever to inspire me to cook. So far, only eggs. I'm bad at eggs, but I'm trying. That's awesome to hear, man. I'm very, very happy to hear that I could play a role in inspiring you to cook. And eggs are tricky. Eggs are the test, the sort of litmus test by which a lot of chefs are. It's kind of like their audition. Chefs will audition line cooks by asking them to make a French omelet or asking them to make scrambled eggs and see how they make various different kinds of eggs. And eggs are tricky. My advice if you're making scrambled eggs is low heat. Cook them very slowly, keep them moving, and you're going to get very soft, very silky eggs, especially if you add cheese right at the end. Just keep at it. That's great to hear, man. Thank you very much for sharing. Elijah Dominguez gave $5 and said, "Have you thought about trying some of the recipes from Cooking with Jack?" I don't think I know what Cooking with Jack is, but I'll look into that and I will let you know. Freckled Jesus gave $5 Canadian and said, would you consider a Shokugeki no Soma special in the future? I've done one from Food Wars, and it was a lot of fun. No, wait, did I do one or two? I know I did the pineapple fried rice from Food Wars. Actually, I don't think I've done another one since then, but I'd love to do some more because there's a lot of interesting dishes on there, obviously. Louisa Gentle gave £5 sterling. Myself and my partner just married and both love your show. Sat in bed watching it on our honeymoon. Ben loves inspiration from your show as well. That's lovely to hear. Congratulations. And I can't believe you watched my show on your honeymoon, but I'm very flattered, and congrats. Thank you so much. Jacob Wally gave $5 and said, hey bud. Hey Jacob. Aiden Holland gave $10 and said, just wanted to say thank you for your amazing content. I got run over and my dog died recently, and your videos have really helped me get through some tough times. Really cathartic to watch you cook. Thank you for the kind words. I'm very sorry to hear about that. That's two very terrible things to have to endure. I'm very sorry that you went through that. I hope that you're better soon. And as far as losing your dog, I'm so sorry. I know that's tough. And you know, as with all things, time heals all wounds. It's a trope, cultural trope for a reason, because it's true. And keep your chin up and keep cooking, man. Tony Flamingo, I love that name, gave $5 and said, hello from Alaska. Would you consider ever doing a college food hacks? Totally. Basics is starting to branch out in some new areas. I've got a healthy foods episode coming. I just finished shooting it. Should come out in a couple weeks. And college foods, budget foods, meal planning, those are things that a lot of people have asked for, and definitely something we're going to delve into the next round of filming. Thank you very much for the super chat. Elias Armendariz, I think, I'm sorry if I butchered your name just then, gave $10 and said, what are your recommendations for cooking in apartments, i.e. searing, frying, and other smoky dishes? P.S. bought your cookbook and have been watching since 2017. Thank you so much. And unfortunately, there's no good answer to that question. You just got to open the windows and turn on your, hood vent. I lived in. I'm very lucky. I've got this giant, legit overhead vent here that really sucks the air out and sucks the smoke out of the room. I'm very lucky to have that. I know that most places don't have that. My last apartment didn't have that, obviously. And I just unplugged the smoke detectors and opened the windows. I do not advise that you do that. That is unsafe. Don't do it, because I realized after 4 months that I had never plugged them back in. So don't do that. Unfortunately, it's just kind of a fact of life. Have a big piece of cardboard ready to wave air away from the smoke detector. That always helps. Thank you very much for the super chat, and good luck. Oh boy, let's see, we got a lot here. Jake, did I lose you? Or no, I'm getting another call from an 800 number. I don't care. Michael Hunt gave $20 and said, still looking to throw some dice with you, play D&D for charity, sent in an email. Also, this is my real name. Feel free to have a chuckle. I was about to say, it sounds like you're trying to prank me, but to say Michael, that's very funny. That's a very funny circumstance that you find yourself in. D&D for charity, that's interesting. I don't know which email you sent it to. There's bingingwithbabish@gmail, and then there's beingwithbabish@gmail, but I'll tell my boys to be on the lookout for that, and we'll look into that. I've never played D&D before. Actually, I played it once in college, and it was fun. I didn't fully understand it at the time. I think I'd be better at it now because I'm a little bit more open-minded and willing to suspend my disbelief. And doing it for charity, that sounds fun. Let's look into that. $10 from Penny K. Have you ever considered doing a collab with Chef John? Absolutely. Chef John actually just wrote an endorsement for my book. I'm going to get down here, even though it's kind of awkward. I'm going to rack focus back to my face because I don't want you guys to have to look at a blurry Babish. Chef John just wrote an endorsement for my book, one of the quotes on the back of the book. My book's coming out October 23rd, I think. And he wrote a lovely endorsement of the book. He was a very, very sweet guy. And I hope to do a collab with him in the future. He's very busy trying to get a new studio set up, a new studio kitchen. The Fallen Bankso gave €5 and said, when will we get some German dishes? As soon as I learn how to cook them. I'm not terribly familiar with German dishes. I did some Spätzle recently, but that was from a Polish dish, not a German dish. Not Polish. It was a fake country. It was Zakovia. But I assume it's it's kind of an Eastern European vibe. Black Lemonade gave $20, no question, but thank you so much for the very generous super chat. I really appreciate it. Fat Apples likewise gave $5, no question, but thank you. Cooking with CJ just gave $20 and said, hey Andrew, just emailed you or your team about an interview on my channel. I'd love to chat with you. I'm a huge fan of you, brother. You're awesome, brother. Cheers. Thank you so much for the super chat, man. We'll keep an eye out for that email. I'll tell them to take a look, keep an eye out for it. And yeah, we'll see what we can do. Thank you so much. Jack the Gun gave $5 Canadian and said monkfish stuffed turkey from Malcolm in the Middle. That's one of those ones that I've staunchly refused to do for a long time because it sounds disgusting. But a lot of people have wanted to see it, and I'm hurting to come up with a Thanksgiving episode for later this year, so you never know. Burner Flores gave $5 and said, hey, can I buy a BWB wooden spoon? I want it for a super fan you have in Guatemala. I don't have those available for sale. We're trying to work on merchandise. We're trying to get aprons, dish towels, and UV gloves like this guy going. We're trying to have those ready by the summer. Not entirely sure what the progress is there, but we're working on it, and keep an eye out for BWB merch in the near future. Liam Cunningham gave £5 sterling and said, what's up from Scotland? I have an episode suggestion, the dinner from Mrs. Doubtfire. It's spinach linguine and with a prawn shallot cream pan sauce. I never paid that close attention to the food in that. I remember carrots and like some dip that I remember he was like spooning it out when he ordered it from the restaurant. But that sounds lovely, and I'm gonna take another look at that again because any excuse to make pasta. Alex Schmidt gave $10 and said, any chance you'd do a keto episode, namely bread that's actually good. I've never had keto bread that's good, so that's a mystery to me. As soon as I figure out some good keto recipes, I made back when I was dating my ex. She was keto, and I made a pretty good. They're called Fathead Pizza, which is unrelated to the big wall stickers. It's a pizza crust made from, I think it's made from mostly mozzarella and some other, is it like almond flour or something? I can't remember. But it's not terribly good. It'll scratch your itch if you're trying to eat something that looks like pizza a little bit. But I'm gonna do some more research into that, and I will do some keto recipes once I figure out how to make good ones. Thank you very much for your super chat. Black Lemonade is back, this time with a question. Thank you so much for the super chat. When will we know about the Italy contest? I'm not sure. I think the contest ends, it's not a contest, by the way. Legally, we can't say that. It's, what is it called, Jake? I can't remember. Also, that reminds me, I need to introduce my team in the other room. I've got Sawyer Jacobs on the mic. Sawyer, say hi to the nice folks, won't you?
Hey everyone, I guess I'd call it a raffle. You buy a ticket to get in, and somebody's picked at random, and then the travel begins. I think the person who wins, you get to schedule it out, and make it work for you.
Yeah, it should be, the actual trip should be taking place later this year, but we'll see. We got some more super chats here. $25 from Hunter Owens. Thank you very much for the very generous super chat. Huge fan, OG Reddit fan here, man. Thank you so much. Watched you when you had below 5,000. Thank you. Wow, that's a long time ago. You should do more anime foods, Cowboy Bebop for sure. Also thoughts on cooking extra thick bacon, like half a centimeter thick. I mean, we got some very thick bacon here that we're cooking. It's a very thick cut bacon, and really the best way to do it is to bake it, because with pan frying, oh shit, sorry, I've had my coffee on the boil over here for a while now, and I let it, it's sitting over here boiling, not on the boil. I've had it on the flame here, and it's sitting here boiling. It's totally burnt now. Oh well, might still be good. It's a Chemex after all. But what was I saying? It was, yeah, baking the bacon. That's the best way to do it. 375, 400 degrees for like 15 to 25 minutes, depending on the thickness, depending on how hot your oven actually is, because ovens vary wildly like that. yeah, give it a shot. It's baking is the best way to make bacon all around, no matter what the thickness, except if it's very thin, because then sometimes it sticks and it rips up, and that's probably best for pan frying. Thank you for the super chat. Reuben Katz gave $20 and said, "Cool vibe, bro. I'm depressed." I'm sorry to hear that, man. I suffer from depression, and I've been seeking help for it for like 4 years now. It's one of the most important things you can do. So if you're not getting help for it, please do so. Thank you very much for the super chat. Bot Matrix gave $10 and said, "Can you do anything more with Brad at BA, or have they blacklisted you after you stole Vinny? Love the show, your first days on Reddit Food." Thank you for sticking with me for so long. Bon Appetit has not blacklisted me. Brad and I have been talking. He's been doing a lot of travel recently. I think he's in France right now as we speak with his wife. So, waiting for his schedule to calm down, but you absolutely can expect us to do some collabs in the near future, because it's too much fun not to. Thank you very much for the super chat. $20 from Zach Lefebvre. I think I'm saying that right. "Hello, Andrew. I'm bulimic and I'm struggling with my relationship with food. I'm a big fan of the culinary arts, and your videos have been helping me get back into the kitchen with renewed inspiration and interest. Thank you." Thank you so much for the very generous super chat. Thank you for sharing your story with us. Bulimia is obviously a terrible thing to have to deal with. I don't know much about it. I have not dealt with many people who have gone through it, or known many people who have gone through it. And all I know is that just like any disorder, get the help that you need, and keep taking it one day at a time. I'm very happy that you're in the kitchen and cooking again, and to have played any role in helping your relationship with food. I'm very, very flattered to have done that, and just keep your chin up and keep going. Thank you so much for the super chat. $10 from Julia Frost. "You should do that fish soup from That's So Raven. Makes Raven feel better when she's sick." I don't think I've ever seen That's So Raven, so I'm gonna have to look into that. Thank you for the super chat. Austin Drawdy gave $10 and said, "Have you done anything with Gordon Ramsay or done any of his food?" I did his steak once for the Matrix steak. I used his method, but no, I have not done anything with Gordon Ramsay. I guarantee you'd have seen it by now if I had, but I'd love to one day. I'm just nervous to do it. Corbin Thompson gave $20 and said, "I like you." Thank you, Corbin. I like you, and thank you for the very generous super chat. $25 from David Hamilton. Thank you so much for the super chat. "Thanks for your channel. It's been a fun distraction in bad times." Sounds like everybody's going through some stuff. I feel you guys. I've suffered from depression and anxiety disorders my entire life, and I've only recently, by recently I mean like the last 4 years, sought help for it, and that's the most important thing you can do. If you're not seeing somebody to help you through it, please find help. Talk to a doctor, talk to somebody who can help you, and I hope things get better for you. It can get much better. Luke Crane gave $10. "We going to see you on Hot Ones at any point, or more collabs with Sean Evans?" Definitely more collabs with Sean Evans. I've lost faith in my ability to get on Hot Ones because they keep growing at a pace faster than I do. I feel like I was kind of close back when I was around 2 million subscribers, because they had about a quarter of the subscribership that they have now. But now they have they're up to like 7 million subscribers or something, and they pull down 5 to 10 million views an episode, depending on who's on. So I just don't think I have the chops. Maybe one day if I can catch up with them fame-wise. $10 from Harrison Braun. "Just graduated from high school. Getting my future together is a little difficult. Walking me through the wonderful world of cooking has made my recent life much easier, and I can't thank you enough." That's beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing that, Harrison. That's a very, very confusing time, graduating just out of high school. I certainly didn't have my shit together. I can't say that I really did for another 10 years after where you're at now. So, the fact that you're trying right now and the fact that you're cooking right now, you're light years ahead of where I was. So keep it up, and thank you for sharing. Thank you for the super chat. Nina M gave $10. "So happy to make the live. Are you thinking about getting another tattoo?" Always. I just got this one. My arm you can see this awkward hairline here. My arm is still pretty fresh from that. I got a cut here. I don't know where that came from. But I just got this. I tweeted. I was like, "What impulse tattoo should I get right now?" And the overwhelming consensus was Tiny Whisk. So, which is funny. Here, let me grab a Tiny Whisk real quick. I thought that this was way bigger when I got it. I was like, wow, that's way bigger than the actual Tiny Whisk. But no, the actual Tiny Whisk is bigger than the whisk. It's like a weird sort of not optical illusion, but just It's a brain teaser, if you will. Thank you very much for the super chat, Nina. I'm going to do a few more questions here, and then I think we're going to try to get into it here. Ed Selby gave $10, no question, but thank you so much. Fueze 32 gave $10 and said, would love to see some Steve 1989 MRE episodes. I'd love to see some too, because I love Steve 1989 MRE. He's one of my YouTube heroes, and I go to sleep watching him like almost every night. He's like my lullaby. Connor Johnson gave $10 and said, there's a phenomenal British animated series on Netflix called Hilda. If you haven't seen that series, please do. If you have, you think there are any dishes from the series you could make? I've never seen it, and I've never even heard of it, so I'm gonna check it out. Thank you. There's something great about doing this show and chatting with you guys is I learn about so many great shows that I might not have otherwise heard of, and I've definitely not heard of that, so that's exciting. I'll check it out. Thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you for the suggestion. Struggers gave $5 and said, got any tips on getting a job in video production / effects? What's the industry like? The industry is pretty cutthroat. It's changing rapidly. You know, I would stay away from VFX, honestly, because like it's changing so rapidly. The software is getting cheaper and cheaper. People are going to different places to get their effects done. You know, commercials, like big budget commercials, are working with freelancers in their basement instead of going to like big post-production houses like the one I worked at. So it's a rapidly changing industry. I would try to find something that's as forward-thinking as possible and try doing stuff yourself. Like that's what I did, and it can really pay off. You know, if you just put your work out there and put yourself out there. Good luck and keep it up. We got $10 from Lizzie Logan. My thesis: anything can be put into a burrito. The problem being soups and stews. How would you tackle a soup burrito? God, I gotta think about that one. That is tricky. God, I'm gonna have to think about that. I'll get back to you. I have to think about that. Very generous $50 super chat from Allery K99. Thank you for providing such a great channel with even more exciting content. I'm trying to get into sous vide and wonder what you recommend to start out. Thank you so much for the very generous super chat. I really appreciate it. My sous vide is this guy right here, the Anova. That's my personal preference, is the Anova. I like immersion circulators like this. That's really all you can get nowadays. There was something called the Sous Vide Supreme that was like a big, almost looked like a bread maker, but it wasn't as accurate. This you can put into almost any size container. You could put it in your bathtub. No, I probably couldn't heat the bathtub. But you could put it into a big old container or into a pot, and it'll heat a large body of water for cooking all different kinds of things. And they're like $89 now, but there are cheaper ones on Amazon. Search for sous vide circulator, and you'll see a bunch of options for less than $50, and they all have like 5-star reviews. I don't know how good they actually are, but you know, there's plenty of options. That's why, you know, when I did the sous vide pulled pork last week, got a lot of, you know, caught some flack for it not being basic enough, but sous vide is becoming something so accessible. It's cheaper than a microwave, and it's got, I would say, as many uses. Like, this is gonna sound snooty, but I don't even have a microwave because the one that I have broke, and it's huge, and I don't have the heart to like deal with it, and I just don't use it often enough. If you want to melt some butter or something, you can do it on the stovetop very gently. If you want to make popcorn, it's better on the stovetop, and it takes the same amount of time. It sounds snooty, I know, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be a microwave elitist. But you can get a sous vide for less than $50. Vacuum sealers are extremely useful, and if you don't want to get a vacuum sealer, you can use zip top bags. You just gotta dunk the bag with the meat in it into water and close the lid as it's submerging in the water. It'll push all the air out. It's very accessible now, and it's something that I understand not everybody wants to get into. But if you're an avid cook, if you like to experiment in the kitchen, I really think you should get one. Or if you know. Give it a shot. I think it's getting closer and closer to being a basic. Thank you so much, Allery K89. Thank you for the very generous super chat. Ahmed Alazemi gave $20. I love the tattoo in your right arm. Seems like the XYZ axis. Will you ever get something like it? What's your next tattoo going to be? Don't know what my next tattoo is going to be. If you have any suggestions, shout them out. I'd love to get something right here. My arms are themed. This is all TV and movies and film stuff, and then this is all food stuff. And I'd love to get something right here between the whisk and this old guy. something right here on the outside of my arm. I'm not sure what it is. It can be something about, yay big. So if you have any ideas, shout them out. Thank you very much for the super chat. Eli Klein, hey Babish, huge fan of the show for years. If you haven't watched Tuca and Birdie on Netflix, please watch. I'd be really interested to see what a Babish Crunt would look like. That's that new animated show with the two birds, right? I have to check that out. Thank you very much for the super chat. I'll look into that. Allison Surgeoner gave $5 and said, I just got into law school, so here's my last $5 before I have to sell my soul. It's worth it. Continue doing something good. Thank you so much. I'm very flattered that you gave me your last $5. Congratulations on getting into law school. Sawyer in the other room over there is an attorney. So, it's a very exciting place to go. And you can do some really fun, exciting things with that, obviously. And you can make plenty of coin. Greg White gave $25 and said, hey, I love the show. Been a fan since the first couple episodes. What are your thoughts on you hosting some in-person cooking classes in New York City? I've definitely thought about that. It's something that I'd love to do. There are some dishes that I feel like I can cook extremely confidently that it would be valuable for other people to learn if they don't know how to make them. Boeuf bourguignon, a bunch of different pastas. It would be a very beginner's cookery course because I want to have answers for all the questions. I want to be as much of a resource as possible. So that's something I've always been curious about doing, especially after teaching those kids how to cook. Not in the Being episode, but in the first Being episode at the high school. I really got to get in there and teach them how to do some basic technique. It was so much fun. So definitely something I'm considering, and keep an eye out for it. Thank you so much for the super chat. Okay, guys, I'm trying to catch up with all the super chats here. God, there's so many. Okay, I think I'm going to do one more here. Alex Smith gave $20 and said, "Hey Babish, longtime fan, aspiring YouTuber. Your equipment list has you rocking a mirrorless camera plus an external recorder. Any benefits of that compared to a camcorder?" I mean, mirrorless cameras' biggest benefit is swappable lenses. I've got a beautiful cinematic Cine Prime on this. I mean, look at the shallow depth of field here. My hand's out of focus about 6 inches from my face. You gotta have swappable lenses. It's gonna make a much better aesthetic. You can really very specifically dictate the way your video is going to look. Also, I'm seeing that on the monitor, I'm seeing that this still looks pretty washed out. I just want you guys to know that right now you're seeing the raw footage from the camera, which is why it looks a little gray, a little washed out. It's because it's pre-color correct, because I'm actually shooting today. So we can't put the LUTs on the footage out of the camera like we normally do for live streams, so it looks halfway decent. Because I need to record the raw footage over here because we're actually making an episode. Speaking of which, we should probably get into that. I'm very sorry. I know that I see there's a lot of super chats that I'm not going to be able to reach today, or reach at the moment. We can stop and do another Q&A. But anybody who's thinking about giving a super chat right now, just hold off until I can sit down and talk to you guys again. For now, let's get to cooking. I've got one more super chat here I'm going to read. Zach Lindsay gave $15 and said, any chance of a collab video with You Suck at Cooking in the future? Well, You Suck at Cooking, I just got to meet him for the first time. I'm obviously not going to say, he wants to remain anonymous, which I totally respect, so I'm obviously not going to say anything about him, but I just met him. He came here to my home. Go check out his Instagram. He took a video of us together a little bit, sort of his hands and my body, and it's funny. So keep an eye out for that. I don't know when he's going to post it. But he's like the sweetest guy in the world, and we're very excited to do a collaboration. We didn't shoot anything while he was here. It was just a friendly visit, but we're very excited to do a crossover sometime in the near future. Thank you so much for the super chat. And I just got one more here, and then I'm going to read because it's 40,000 of something. CLP, what's that currency? Wilhelm Oslar, sorry? Jake? Okay. What? Which one? Oh, hey. Alessandria Gaming gave $10. Greetings from Honeyway Falls. Do you have any plans to do a collab with Wegmans? Oh, this is my favorite one so far. First off, I'm from Mendon. Yeah, everybody thinks I'm from Rochester. I'm really from a suburb called Mendon, which is right next to Huntington Falls. And I went to HFL. I went to Harley for high school, but for middle school and elementary school, I went to HFL. So I went to your school. The greetings from New York City, and thanks for holding down the fort while I'm gone. I would love to do a collab with Wegmans. We are in touch with their people. We're trying to get something going. Anybody who knows anybody who grew up around a Wegmans knows that they're really culty and crazy about it. So I am no exception. I love Wegmans. I think it is the best grocery store in the world. I'm so excited that there's one opening up in Brooklyn, even though it's completely inaccessible to me. It would be such a pain in the ass to get to. But I will be going there, and I'm going to try to go there for the ribbon cutting. Like, I want to be there as it opens. Thank you so much for the super chat. That's going to be the last one I'm going to do for now, guys. Hold off on any more super chats, please. Obviously give what you want, but I'm not going to be able to answer your questions for a little while right now because I'm going to start cooking. Sawyer will keep an eye on the super chats that do come in, and we'll try to convey them to me if there are any burning questions that need to be answered. Let's get cooking, guys. For anybody who's just joining us, I just want to fill you in. This is going to be a live broadcast of my filming next week's episode. The It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia Part 2 special, where I'm going to be making a bunch of dishes from the show. I'm only going to be making 3 today of the 5 that I plan on making for the episode. So please do tune in for the normal episode next week. And let's get started. I don't know where to start first. I know my boys in there are very hungry. I've deprived them of lunch because we have macaroni and cheese coming. So let's get into that. I want to feed them by 4 o'clock. Ow! Okay. Let's do this. Wow, I'm getting old, I guess. Let me get my coffee going here. As some of you may know, I am on kind of an extreme diet at the moment. So normally while I'd be doing these live streams, I'd probably be having a whiskey or a bourbon of some kind, but not today. I haven't had a drop of alcohol in 23 days now. Looks cooler with the A sticking out. Let's keep that going. I haven't had a drink in 23 days now, nor have I had any kind of added sugar or anything. Even when I said I ate things on binging, I took a bite, tasted it, and spit it out because I need to adhere to this diet so I can try and slim down a little bit. I think something's happening. We'll see. All right, let's get the super chats out the way here. Thank you guys so much again for all the super chats. I'm very sorry to anybody that I missed. I'll try to get you on the next round. I'm very sorry about that. There was just so many. I'm just trying to keep up with them. Oh yeah, I burnt that. I reheated this and it brought it to a boil, and it is not fresh anymore. But I need coffee, so it tastes like coffee that I'd make camping. It tastes like it came out of a percolator. Okay, not that there's anything wrong with that. Let's hydrate a little bit, folks. That's the lesson I want you to take away from all my live streams. Stay hydrated. Yes, this is coconut LaCroix. I know that is a controversial flavor. Okay, Jake, let's head over to the stovetop, shall we? You ready? Here we are, folks, over at the stovetop, hopefully. I'm going to fill this guy with water over here. Sorry to step off camera. I'm still here. I'm just going to keep my hand waving here so you all know that I haven't abandoned you. I'm just filling this saucepan with water. I'm going to start by doing something a little silly. As you guys know, in all my episodes, I try to make a television accurate version first. And we're starting with Mac's famous mac and cheese, which turns out to be boxed mac and cheese that he eventually puts dog meat in, but we're going to skip that part, mainly because it's a little bit hard to source here or anywhere really. And we're going to start with oh, you know what? Oh my God. Okay, this is going to be the hardest part of doing this today. I need to remember to hit record on these. Okay, so let's do that. I'm gonna hit record right now. All right, we're rolling. Just gonna get my stove lit up here. A lot of people don't know why I use a torch to light my stove. It's because the pilot light is extraordinarily hot, and especially now when it's starting to get warm out, it just heats up the whole apartment. So this is the only way to do it, with matches or a lighter or a torch, just because that's what I generally have handy. So I'm gonna head over here, over back to camera A, and I'm just gonna do a little footage here of, this is gonna be an episode, obviously. So I'm gonna do it the way that I would normally do it, which is probably stand here normally and just be like, and we have to make the boxed version first, folks. So I got a box of Kraft Blue Box here. This is, I'm not mad at this. I like Kraft Blue Box. I don't care if that makes me, I don't know, classless, but I like Kraft Blue Box. So I'm going to not be able to eat this, though, unfortunately. I'm going to make all three. I'm going to try to make all three as quickly as I can so that my boys in the other room, Sawyer and Vinny, I forgot to also say that in the other room we have Vincent Cross, who is the newest addition to the team. It's kind of strange saying that because he's been with us for almost 6 months now. But he's in the other room moderating the chat and keeping an eye on the audio levels, making sure that everything is groovy. So Vinny, thank you very much for doing that over there. He's going to hear this in about 30 seconds because there's a big old delay for anything to go into the stream. So what do we got here? We're making, we're making some Kraft Blue Box. That's the first step, is recreating what we saw in the show. Now, the inconsistency here is that on the show, it was very clearly, just classic alien orange mac and cheese. But the stuff that they were eating was white. It was like a white cheddar looking kind of vibe, or an Alfredo, which is confusing. And I think it's probably just maybe the writers or the prop designers just sort of rushing through something. So we're going to make the blue box, and it's going to be alien orange like this. But then I'm also going to make the good version, the Babish version of Stovetop Mac and Cheese, which I'm going to try out 2 different methods. One from J. Kenji Lopez Alt, one from America's Test Kitchen. I'm going to stop rolling on this because we don't need footage of me standing here doing hand gestures. This is going to be a little hard to get used to, but I'm going to be so mad at myself if I forget to roll on some vital moment. But yeah, trying out methods from J. Kenji Lopez Alt and America's Test Kitchen, which are very quick, very easy ways to make stovetop mac and cheese, very nice, creamy, without making a roux, without making a proper cheese sauce. One uses evaporated milk, the other one uses straight up milk. Both of them involve cooking the pasta in very, very little water, so a lot of starch gets released into the pasta, into the water rather, and it gets very concentrated as the water cooks down, and as a result, that's going to help you make an emulsified sauce without making a roux. It's pretty clever, and I've tried one of them, and the results were fantastic, but it coagulated very quickly, meaning, I don't know why I'm doing this. No, I'm not going to salt well, I can salt the water a little bit, just because there's so much salt in the cheese packet. I haven't made this in so long. I honestly don't remember the recommended instructions, cooking instructions. Need 6 cups of water, 4 tablespoons of butter. 4 tablespoons of butter, Jesus Christ. 1/4 cup of milk. So we're boiling the water, cooking the pasta for 7 to 8 minutes. It's so funny that I have to read the directions on this. I just haven't done it. I should probably roll on this and make a joke about it. So expect to see this footage when in the actual episode. I'll be like, then I'm just going to read the instructions because I don't remember how to make this. So boil the water 7 minutes, drain, and add the butter and milk and cheese sauce to the pot. That's exactly how I remember doing it. I wasn't sure if there's a better way. Like I know Annie's mac and cheese, which I definitely prefer because they have that Alfredo one that's really good. They recommend mixing the cheese sauce together with the milk and then adding that to the pasta to prevent clumps. So that might be a superior way to make it. We'll see. I'm going to get my mise en place ready, I guess, while we're waiting for this water to boil, heading back over to camera A. Mise en place being 4 tablespoons of butter, I need to be a little conservative with my butter because I need a whole stick of it for later. So, all right, we need 4 tablespoons of butter. Got some very nice butter here for Kraft Mac and Cheese for Blue Box. This is the finest butter that Blue Box has ever been used with Blue Box. And yeah, I'm just gonna chop this guy up just so it melts a little bit faster. 4 tablespoons of butter is half a stick. I'm not rolling on this because this isn't interesting enough. Yeah, I'm just gonna cut it into 4 pieces just so it melts a little bit faster. Let's put that into a ramekin, I suppose, just to make it a little classy. There we go. They must have changed the ratios. I remember there being a lot more milk, but maybe I'm just not remembering it correctly. And then we need a 1/4 cup of milk, so let me grab my 1/4 cup. I don't have a 1/4 cup handy, so we'll just use this guy. Da-da-da-da-da. Grab my milk. Where's my milk? There it is. There you are. This is the stuff that's been getting me through the diet right here, cashew cream. That stuff is worth its weight in gold because you can make so many things with it, so many nice creamy sort of approximations of deeply unhealthy foods, and you can keep it healthy. I made a creamy shrimp pasta last night. You can see it if you go to my Instagram right now. Ooh, that's the kind of stuff you don't get to see in the show. Me spilling milk. That's the kind of gold that you just don't see in the show. But yeah, I made a creamy shrimp pasta that it's only, I think it's just over 400 calories a bowl, and it's got almost as much protein as it does carbs, and it's extraordinarily healthy. Let's see, so Kraft removed all the artificial colors last year. When they did, it changed the butter to milk ratios. That's interesting. I just spotted that in the chat. Thank you, what was it, Seth something? Kraft, Seth Angel, thank you for the very interesting. Let's see. No one with half a life has an Instagram. Really? Wow, I didn't realize that. All right, so we got our mise en place here. And back over here at the stove station, our water's coming to a boil. I remember these getting mega mushy after like, if you overcooked them by like even 30 seconds. So I'm gonna set a timer just to make sure that I don't muck it up. Wow, we've already been going for like 45 minutes. It's crazy. I am gonna set a timer for 6 minutes because I like things a little bit more al dente than most. And into the water, whoa, into the water it goes. It'd be hilarious if I like severely messed this up, but that's why I always get 2 of everything. I have 2 boxes of this because if I mess it up, I don't want to have to run out to the store for another one. So more likely than not, I'm just gonna be having an extra box of Kraft Mac and Cheese just kicking around my house until I'm drunk enough to eat it. Yeah, so this is, oh God, see, all right, this is what I was worried about. I didn't film that, dude. I didn't hit roll. Already I fucked it up.
That's on me. I gotta cut in and say, hit record, hit record.
Ah, man, it's not your fault at all. No, that's totally on me. Well, shit, I think I need to start over, don't I? I mean, I can.
Remember, we can do a pour shot later.
Yeah, okay, I'll do a pour shot later, that's fine. Oh, that's annoying though. Okay, there we go, maintain a steady boil. And, you know, there's always things to, even with Kraft Mac and Cheese, there's always things to be learned. You know, keep your pasta moving. As soon as you dump it in, give it a stir, because it's most likely to stick to itself when, let me get a real spoon. This is better for eating. I need something proper, especially for when I add the cheese. What should we use here? How about a nice spatula? That'll do it. Yeah, pasta is most likely to stick to itself and clump up as soon as you dump it in. If you dump it in and let it sit there for like 30 seconds, you're gonna be dealing with clumps like that for the rest of your life. You don't want that. So this is awkward. What? What's wrong with me? Here we go. That was awkward. Here we go. This is the correct tool for the job. There we go. That feels right. All right, so just remind me that I need to reshoot the Kraft mac and cheese, I guess. That was stupid. Off to a great start. All right, while that's boiling, let's take a look at some comments here. Oh, we got 5,000 people watching me do this nonsense. That's funny. Just joined the stream. What are you making? Just for anybody who's just joining us, at the moment, I am making none other than a little bit of Kraft Blue Box. And why, might you ask? Why, you may ask? Because I'm doing the It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia Part 2 special. And as you might remember, Mac's Famous Mac and Cheese turns out to be some store-bought box stuff. And even though it doesn't look like it when they're eating it, it looks like it's homemade. It looks like it's campanelle or radiatore when they're eating it. But then they open the closet and it's just straight up elbows with the orange cheese. So figure, you know, I'm gonna trust what the show had to say rather than what it had to show. And then for the good version, for the Babish version, we're gonna make a quick stovetop from scratch mac and cheese that's gonna resemble the stuff from the show a little bit more closely. It's gonna be whites, and it's gonna be made with white cheddar, white American, and some radiatore, which I think looks a little bit closer to what they're eating in the show. Radiatore is so great for mac and cheese because it's so full of nooks and crannies that it just becomes a vessel for a ton of cheese. So you can really go crazy with the sauce because it'll hang on to that sauce. So anybody who's just joining us, we're doing a live broadcast of my recording next week's episode. We thought that'd be a fun change of pace because there's nothing to stream for basics at the moment. There was cheese dips, but that's a little bit boring. That was a really basic episode, and it really just involved, you know, melting cheese in different shapes. And we thought this would be a little bit more fun. We're doing some Q&A. We're doing some look behind the scenes here. We have, how much longer on this pasta boil here? We have 1 minute and 27 seconds left on our pasta boil. I'm gonna give it another stir. I love that I'm narrating making Kraft Blue Box. That's so funny. Like, normally I'm doing this in the privacy of my own home with nobody watching, and I'm just like, this is gonna be silly. But now 5,000 people are watching me make this you know, boxed mac and cheese. I mean, I haven't had this stuff in ages, but I'm not allowed to eat it right now. Just not allowed. And if I could, I would absolutely eat this. Anybody who's above Kraft Blue Box is out of their minds. Nobody's above Kraft Blue Box. And I'm not sponsored by Kraft. I grew up on that stuff. So did you. Okay? So did you, unless you had some real weird hippie parents that only let you eat real food. And then later on, we're gonna make grilled frank and the Caribbean Paradise, which is a cocktail that we never see and is never truly described. All we have to go on is Mac's description, which is that it's better than busting a nut. Sorry, but that's what he said. This is a documentary, okay? This is just the facts. We're just reporting the facts. And why am I drinking this coconut seltzer with this coffee? It's a real weird combination. There's my timer. And all right, so let's head on over here. As per my diet, I cannot eat some of this stuff, but if I just sample one of these guys, just to check its doneness. Huh? A little al dente, perfect. I'm gonna go ahead and drain this. Excuse me for a moment, folks. I'm just stepping just off camera to relieve this pasta of its water. And I'm going to try to retain a little bit of the pasta water because a lot of good starch in that. It's probably gonna help, get out of here. Probably gonna help the sauce emulsify. Not that it matters. Why am I paying so much attention to this? 4 tablespoons. No, I'm gonna do this all again. Doesn't matter. I'm gonna do it all again. So 4 tablespoons of butter in this thing. That's insane. And a 1/4 cup of milk. There we go. And the cheese packet. Where's the cheese packet? What did I do with it? There it is. And the titular ingredient, the quote-unquote cheese. Look at that orange. Oh my God, it looks like it's alien. It's not real. I mean, literally, it's not real. All right, so now just mix vigorously, I guess. Just break up this butter so it melts a little bit more easily. And I'm just gonna mix it. Aren't you guys glad you know how to do this now? Binging with Babish always has been, always will be a utility, a place to go to learn and acquire new skills, like how to properly make Kraft mac and cheese. It's working surprisingly well. I thought there was going to be a lot of, there's still some clumps in there, but let's keep stirring. It's working surprisingly well because I thought there'd be cheese clumps. That's why I like Annie's method of pre-mixing the cheese dust with the milk. And I'm just stirring the heck out of this, just to get it nice and creamy. It's very bubbly. I don't know if that's intended or if that'll go away, because that's not a great look. All right. I am gonna have one bite. God, I really shouldn't, but I'm gonna have one bite of this just for camera. I could always spit it out. And I'm not, for anybody who's just joining, I'm not spitting it out because it's gross. I love Kraft Blue Box. I'm spitting it out because I'm on a diet and I shouldn't be eating stuff like this. Okay, heading back over to camera A. And I am gonna roll on this just so I don't have to serve it up again. I'll just cook it again because I have one more box. All right, there's the bowl. And service, please. I can't believe I used to eat an entire box of this stuff. Like, how am I alive? When I was a kid, I would house like 2 of these things. How am I still standing? I think this would honestly send me, not to the hospital, but I think I'd feel shitty for like a few days if I did that right now. I'm not built for this anymore. Okay, oh, I don't have any forks, for real? Here we go, dishwasher time. Okay, fork. Blue box, huh? The bubbles went away, that's nice. It's looking righteous. I used to undercook this by about 5 minutes because I wanted it to be crunchy because I was a weird kid. All right, blue box, here we go. It's perfect. It's a perfect food. All right, I can't eat any more of that, unfortunately. Blue box. All right, stop rolling. Boom. Blue box done. Let's do some real stuff. I know you guys are starving in there. Do you want any of this?
Yeah, I think we'll take a couple bites of that.
All right, it's here when you want it. I'm gonna put it on the bar. Okay, and I'll put another fork in there. Hang on to your forks because we're limited right now, so. Boop. Okay. Let's see. God, I really wish I could eat more of that. I'm gonna really want to eat the stuff that I'm about to make though, which is some quick, easy stovetop mac and cheese. I'm gonna start with the America's Test Kitchen version. And I can't decide if I want to use this orecchiette, sorry. I know I've been saying that wrong my entire life and I'm still adjusting to getting it right. I can't decide, I might be saying it wrong right now, I hope not. I can't decide if I want to use the orecchiette or if I want to use this radiatore. I think this is closer to what it looked like they were eating on the show. This I just like, because when I think mac and cheese, I think shells, and orecchiette is like grown-up shells, kind of, but let's try to be a little show accurate as long as we're making the good version. And I mean, this is gonna be really good. I don't see any problems happening here. Now, this, all right, so I am going to record this. I'm gonna remember to roll on this for once in my stupid life. Sorry, that was loud. Get a bowl for measuring here. This recipe is weight dependent. you do have to weigh it because you need a specific amount of water and a specific amount of pasta to get the starch right to emulsify the sauce. So I need 8 ounces, not grams. Come on. I need 8 ounces of pasta. Come on. Oh, it's not going to be enough for 2 rounds here. 8 ounces on the nose. Get that out of here. Okay, 8 ounces of pasta. Let's do all of our mise en place. That's always a good idea. And then I'll line it up here. That's something I like doing on the show. I like getting all the ingredients out, lining them up, and pointing them out. We need a cup of milk. Yada, yada, yada. Yada, yada, yada. I'm really tired today. Name it. I mean, you better be able to name that. All right, 1 cup of milk. 1 cup of milk has been positively identified and measured. All right, we got 1 cup of milk. And we need it calls for a half teaspoon of Dijon mustard. I'm gonna go powdered mustard. No, I'll do the real thing, that's fine. I don't need to experiment this early on in the game. There's a half a teaspoon, yes? Yeah, half a teaspoon. So I'll just open this up and get the teaspoon in there so it's just ready to go. Give this a little mix because mustard always gets gross when you let it sit for a little while. There we go. Mustard. Small pinch cayenne pepper. So, like my man Chef John, I got some cayenne pepper here. That guy loves cayenne pepper. Then we need 4 ounces each of American and extra sharp cheddar. So I need to shred those. And we also need panko breadcrumbs. I'm not going to measure this. It asks for 1/3 of a cup. I'm just going to eyeball it because why not? You know, it's about 1/3 of a cup, maybe half a cup, but it's okay. What am I going to do? Make too many breadcrumbs? Is that going to be the worst thing in the world? I don't think so. All right, and I need some butter in which to toast the breadcrumbs. They suggest toasting them in olive oil, but I really prefer butter for breadcrumbs. I think it's just going to be better. I mean, they know better than I do. They're a bunch of stone cold pros out there, but like, you know, cooking is about making things your own. It's about doing things the way you want to do them sometimes. And in this case, when it comes to frying up panko breadcrumbs, I'd rather do it my way. Running out of room for stuff here. Let's start stacking things, I guess. What else we need? We need the cheese. So let me grab my cheese grater. And we need 4 ounces of each cheese. They recommend using half American and half cheddar because American cheese has a ton of great emulsifying properties, which are going to help the cheese sauce stay creamy and smooth, and it's going to prevent it from coagulating. It's going to prevent it from breaking and separating into oils. So I have deli white American here. You got to go deli. You cannot go with pre-shredded of any kind, of any cheese. And you cannot go with singles, is what I meant to say. You can't go with singles because those aren't even really made with cheese. They're made mostly with vegetable oil. And we need to have these separate. So I'm going to start with the American and zero this out. I need 4 ounces worth of this stuff. And you know, people scoff at American cheese, but this stuff is great. Like it really, God, I really want to reinvent the cheese grater. There's no good way to grate cheese with one of these things if you can't press it down into the bowl, and I can't do that because I'm weighing stuff right now. So I'm just gonna do my best here to shred out 4 ounces. We're at 2 ounces now. I need double that. But yeah, American cheese, it's really, the flavor is inoffensive. So if you complement it with good cheese, like, you know, sharp cheddar, like we're gonna do, it's gonna taste great, and it's gonna have some of those, stovetop mac and cheese properties, which is really what we're after here. We're trying to make a quick mac and cheese that's homemade, but is, stovetop mac and cheese. It's creamy and it's gooey and not too fancy. It's something nice, All right, so there's our American cheese. Put that back into the fridge. I don't know why they gave it to us in aluminum foil, but they did. And now I need one more bowl for the cheddar. I'm putting in a different kind of bowl because I don't want to mix them up because they look very, very similar. So I've got some nice sharp cheddar here. Not that nice, but like you don't want it super sharp either. Like this is sharp, but you don't want like extra sharp. You don't want super aged because you still need something that's going to melt okay in this context. So I'm just going to shred out 4 ounces worth of this junk. Oh, Vinny just made a noise. What was that?
We got a super chat about Ms. Doubtfire.
Oh, another Mrs. Doubtfire super chat. That's fun. Is it the same meal? They're requesting the same one as before?
Oh, wow. They're requesting food from Mrs. Doubtfire, and they're doing it with an $100 super chat.
Whoa! Thank you so much. Who is it? What's the username?
It's In and Out. We've seen you before. Thanks so much for coming back.
In and Out, thank you so much for the incredibly generous super chat. And, I will obviously rewatch Mrs. Doubtfire. I'm always down to rewatch Mrs. Doubtfire to revisit that scene and see if there's anything that's, people might want to see recreated. Clearly there is. There's some heavy interest in Mrs. Doubtfire in the chat today. Oh my God, why is this taking so long? See, these cheese graters are not designed to be, I need a handheld grater, and I only have fine ones. I only have microplanes, and that's too fine for what we're doing here. We want something that isn't gonna melt that quickly. Okay, almost there. And 4 ounces, there we go. All right, can't get rid of this just yet because I'm gonna need it. All right, so we got, there we go, there's that cheese.
Hit record.
And here's that cheese. What's up?
Hit record.
I've been recording this whole time, but thank you. All right, that's kind of disorganized looking. You guys know me. I like symmetry. I like having things. All right, so we should probably put this in the center because it's the biggest. There we go. That's the answer. It's a matter of how to get. Oh, you know what? Cheese on each side. That's the way to do it. That's the college way. What? And then breadcrumbs. That's looking pretty nice and symmetrical. Table's a mess, but whatever. So, in the actual episode, I would probably do something like, all right, so to make our stovetop mac, there's cheese in my beard. How did that happen? To make our stovetop mac and cheese, what we're gonna need is 4 ounces of sharp cheddar, 4 ounces of American, 8 ounces of pasta, 1 cup of milk, and then we're gonna make a topping of, and that's literally what I do when I shoot this stuff. I just sort of mumble the amount of time that it's gonna take to do something. Okay, I think that's everything. Oh, and a little bit of Romano. They call for Parmesan. I think Romano is gonna be just as good, and I happen to have a tub of freshly grated Romano right here. So that's a little bit of grating that I don't have to do, which I'm always enthusiastic for. I really don't trust West Side Market. Okay. What's up?
We got another $100 super chat.
Jeez Louise. Hey, folks. Thank you so much. What do we got? Here, I'll jump in.
This is from Reed K. asking for bison liver from the Revenant. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, absolutely. Sorry, my laptop is screwing up right now. Oh, my God. My laptop is totally caked right now. That was raw bison liver, dude. He was eating that raw. So I really, really appreciate the very generous super chat. Thank you so much. I don't know if I'm going to do that because that's a lot. That is a lot, and I don't know if I have it in me to eat raw bison liver. But I'll do anything for the views. You guys know that. I'm kidding. That's not true. I have some dignity. A little bit left. I can't stand this cheese sitting here, so I'm just gonna wipe this off. Yeah, you guys are so used to the breakneck pace of the real show. I'm sure that this is a bit boring, but this is the process. This is how we do it. This is how the sausage is made. There we go. That's looking a little cleaner, a little tidier. I just want to even this out a little bit. Make sure everybody's visible. And a little bit of Romano there. Is it raining outside? What is that noise?
Yeah, it's raining outside.
Oh my gracious, it's raining outside, folks. All right,
it's raining good. Do you want to do your points again?
Do my what?
Do your pointing now that the table is clean of detritus?
Yeah, my laptop is screwed up. I can't select anything. It thinks that I'm right clicking right now. Okay, screw it. Okay. All right, so I'm going to point again. So, if this were the show, I'd probably be doing something like... So to make our stovetop macaroni and cheese, we're going to need 8 ounces of pasta. I'm going with Ratatouille, 4 ounces of sharp cheddar, 4 ounces of white American, 1 cup of milk, a third of a cup of breadcrumbs, 2 tablespoons of butter, half a teaspoon of mustard, pinch of cayenne, and a little bit of Romano cheese. And so yeah, we got the pointing done there. And now let's head on over to the stovetop, where I need to get some water boiling again, something I should have had going this entire time. Dude, it is coming down out there. I don't know why every time it rains, I remark on how hard it's raining. It's just something with me. I'm always just mystified by it. I need to be measuring this out. I need to measure the water, so that's actually a step that I want to show over here. How much water? 1.5 cups of water. And a cup of milk. Okay, so, all right. So that's a little tricky. What we're gonna do is, I'm measuring out 1.5 cups of water right now. I'm gonna remember to hit record on the stovetop recorder. Try to get into the habit of doing this. And into this pot goes, well, let me get this guy nice and centered. Get that guy good and centered, there we go. Into this pot goes 1.5 cups of water and 1 cup of milk. Nice stream across there. Cool. And then we're going to bring this up to a simmer. So I'm going to light this guy. Yeah, no, I've been recording, don't worry. That's getting up to a boil. So this needs to come up to a simmer, and then we're going to add the radiatore, which I'm a little nervous about because it looks like there's too much to cook in this liquid. They were using shells in the recipe, and perhaps 8 ounces of shells takes up less volume than 8 ounces of radiatore. So I guess we'll see. I'm very curious, though. I'm curious to see how this is going to work out. The idea is that we're going to cook it in a very small amount of water and milk, and that's going to make the cooking liquid very, very starchy. It's going to get absorbed by the pasta, and it's going to evaporate, and what's left is going to be very thick and starchy. And then, with the addition of the cheese, it's just going to emulsify into a sauce without having to make a roux. So this needs to come up to a simmer. So we'll get it there. And then I've got the American cheese over here. Oh, something we can do in the meantime while it's going is I'm going to toast up some breadcrumbs. So I've got a non-stick pan here with 2 tablespoons of butter. It's probably too much, but I mean, what am I saying? Too much butter? Is that a thing? So I'm going to put this over medium heat, get that butter nice and melted, let the foaming subside, and then we're going to toast up the panko breadcrumbs. I think that's way too much butter. I'm actually going to take this out. I think that's too much butter for that amount of breadcrumbs. We'll see. I mean, who am I kidding? It's probably fine. What's the butter situation? What do they call for? They call for a tablespoon of olive oil, so a tablespoon of butter would probably do it just fine. So I don't want this browning, obviously, so we're just going to preheat the pan, get this melted, and let the foaming subside for the most part. Man, it gets hot in here. I can't turn on the AC, though. It's too noisy. But once the stove gets going, man, this stove spits. It knows how to put out some BTUs. So thank you so much again. I'm sorry I can't see the super chats because my laptop is freaking out, but thank you so much again to two very, very generous super chat folks. Really appreciate it. And, oh jeez. Oh, how do I get rid of this? I got a waveform up now. Oh my God, this is a disaster. There, waveform's gone. Okay. Thank you guys so much for the extremely generous super chats. So this is a very hot stove. It'll burn this butter without even thinking about it. So I'm just waiting for the foaming to go down a little bit. I want this to just be like liquid butter, which shouldn't take too long. There's a very, very slim amount of time in there that you gotta dump in the breadcrumbs before it browns or anything like that. So that's about there. I'm gonna toss in the breadcrumbs now. That actually looks like the perfect amount of butter. So 1 tablespoon of butter. I'm always learning things. You guys know that, like, binging with Babish, basics with Babish, they're as much learning opportunities for me as they are for you guys. This is just starting to simmer now, so don't worry, camera's rolling. So I'm gonna add the pasta. Let's see how this goes. Okay, yeah, it's, don't feel great about it, but I guess we'll see what happens here. I need something to stir with. What am I gonna use? What's Daddy gonna use? I guess I'll use this. And just try to get this down into the liquid as much as possible. This is not ideal. I guess we'll see here. This might not be a good shape for this cooking method. In fact, I'm starting to feel pretty sure that it isn't. But this is the kind of stuff that I do that you don't see in the final cut. You know, there's always a lot of experimentation. There's a lot of figuring stuff out. And this needs to be tossed around a bit, so let's get a spatula going. That's what we'll do. It's not letting me toss it yet. Ideally, I want to be tossing these breadcrumbs, but at first they stick to the pan, so we're just going to loosen them up a little bit. And then, there we go. Look at that, those are getting nice and toasted up. Beautiful. Huh, okay. And I'm just going to have to keep stirring this, I guess, to make sure that everybody gets enough time in the bath. Because, yeah, these are not submerged. I think the orecchiette is going to be a better option here. It's not going to be as show accurate, but, you know, who cares at this point? Like, we really trying to be that show accurate when we're making a rendition of Stovetop Mac and Cheese? I don't think so. Mac's famous mac and cheese? I don't think so. Yeah, so I'm gonna stir this every 2 or 3 minutes here. There we go, we're getting those nice and brown, beautiful. I like the way breadcrumbs look and smell and taste much better when they're toasted in butter instead of oil. Like they just have a lighter kind of more golden hue to them. And I know you can't see that right now because you guys are looking at the raw footage. I'm just gonna try to stir this every couple minutes here. Not a couple minutes, every couple seconds apparently. Yeah, I want this to all get cooked, obviously. I wonder if I should put a lid on it, but no, I want the evaporation. It's just if I put a lid on it, at least the ones that aren't submerged would be getting steamed. All right, well, you know, that's what this is for. This is an experiment. We'll see how this works. All right. And we got some beautiful looking breadcrumbs here. I'm just gonna let those go another 15 or 20 seconds longer. Obviously don't want to burn them. When you toast breadcrumbs in a pan like this, you need to take them out of the pan immediately when they're done, because they will burn from the residual heat of the pan. You don't want that now, do you? So, all right, those are looking good. Wow. And I'm just gonna hit these, always a good idea to season stuff. I'm just gonna hit those with a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper. Try to season every element of your dish. That way, you don't have bland bites mixing in with flavorful bites. Everything's flavorful, everything is evenly tasty. And this seems like it might work, actually. The pasta all feels the same. I mean, it's hard to tell, obviously, but I don't feel like super crunchy ones and super soft ones. I'm just hoping that it doesn't start to break apart from being mixed so much. But okay, yeah, those are looking perfect. So I'm gonna take this off the heat. I'm gonna bring it back over to the prep station. Here we go. And I'm gonna dump these into the bowl, like so. And I'm going to, oh gosh, okay. All right, just caught myself. Gotta roll the camera. Very close. Could have been a disaster. Let me clear out some of this junk. That Romano cheese, that smells fine. I hope there's not like white mold on it that I just can't see. That'd be bad. All right, get all this crap out of here. Mustard, get out of the shot. You get out of the shot. There we go. See, this is the way I like things, nice and clear. You guys think that my kitchen is so clean and organized? It's not. It's just clean in this little realm of visibility. Oh, Jesus, I didn't roll again. Hang on. That's incredible. Here we go. Record. And crumbs in. Done. And now I'm going to add this Romano cheese here. That's just going to amp up the flavor of these guys a little bit. I'm going to toss them. They're hot, so, only do this if you have fingers of steel like mine. Woo! Ooh, those are hot. I don't really have fingers of steel. Real chefs have fingers of steel. I am not a real chef. I'm a home cook. As I learned when I always knew that, but like, recently I got to hang out at Floyd Cardoz's restaurant, and he is an amazing chef, amazing purveyor of Indian cuisine, and he was showing me his tandoori ovens. He has traditional tandoori ovens, and I put my hand near the oven. This is stupid. I put my hand right near the oven, and I like just over top, like this. Like if this was the oven, this is where I put my hand, and it singed all the hair off my hand. And I was like, ah! And he just reaches inside and grabs something out. I'm like, wow, I am not a real chef. I mean, I already knew that, but there's proof. All right, pasta still has ways to go. I'm a little nervous because it's starting to break up. Some of these pieces are starting to break up a little bit. So I'm thinking this is probably going to be a job for the orecchiette, but we'll see. This might all be perfectly cooked in a few minutes without breaking up too much. I'm going to put that in there. No, that's a dumb idea. Don't do that. Oh, stop rolling over here.
We got a couple pretty nice super chats waiting for you.
Okay, I'm going to see if my computer wants to work with me now. What's wrong with this? Is it because it's wet? Hang on, give me 1 second. Are they going anywhere? Are they going to disappear? Okay, give me 1 sec. Just going to wipe this off. There we go. We're back in business. I must have had some sticky stuff, some food. Wow. All right, so there's those $200 ones. Thank you again, In-N-Out and Reed K. Thank you so much. And we got $50 from Isaac Bowman. Isaac Bayman. Sorry, he told me exactly how to pronounce it. Isaac Bayman. Hi, Babish. Love the show. Any thoughts on doing a vegan episode sometime, either basics or binging? Absolutely. I don't know if I'm going to do specifically a vegan episode, just because a lot of episodes are already vegan, like they just are naturally. And I think that's the best form of vegan food. I've always enjoyed vegan food the most when it's not trying to be meat, when it's not trying to be anything else. It's just vegan. And that, you know, just happens to be vegan, like pasta aglio olio, vegan, amazing, amazing dish. All right, let me try this again, see how this is doing. But, you know, obviously I know people have all different kinds of dietary concerns out there, so I'd love to address as many as I possibly can, and vegan is an excellent option. Thank you very much for the super chat. It just needs like 2 more minutes. It's very close. I obviously want it pretty al dente. It's not quite there. I'm so worried that it's going to start breaking up. Some of the pieces are breaking up a little bit, but most of these are still intact. The cooking water is practically reduced down into a sauce, so I'd love to show you that. Let me grab an oven mitt here. Here we go. So yeah, the cooking liquid is pretty much gone, and it's almost entirely coating the pasta. There's virtually nothing on the bottom of the pan. Let me get that in focus. There we go. And that's exactly what you want. You want the pasta to absorb almost all the water, and it's all getting coated in a ton of starch. And it's just going to make the emulsification of the cheese a lot easier. I need to really turn the heat down now because we're about to start adding the cheese and stuff. I'll get to these other super chats in a moment. $20 from Jacob Heflin. You should make chocolate chip meatballs with a pancake plate from American Dad. That sounds crazy, but I'll check it out. Thank you. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the idea. I'll look into that. I really shouldn't be eating all this pasta, but I needed to test its doneness, and I don't want to spit it out live on camera. That'd be embarrassing. Here's a broken up one. Oh, that's almost perfect. So now the next step, I believe, is to dump the American in there along with the Dijon mustard, cayenne pepper. Yeah, okay. So let's get our American cheese in there. That's this guy. I'm rolling over here. I'm going to dump in the American cheese. Get all that in there. Okay, dumping in the American cheese and half a teaspoon of Dijon mustard. There we go. Dijon mustard and American cheese is, Dijon mustard and mac and cheese is always a great idea. It just enhances the cheesiness. It doesn't like make it mustardy. It just makes it taste more cheesy, and especially now when we're dealing with some not terribly flavorful cheese. That's a vital addition. So now I'm just mixing this up until it's still on the heat. We're still doing this on the heat. The American is melting beautifully. Oh, this is gorgeous. Oh yeah, this is fucking perfect. I'm sorry for swearing. That's the reality. That is the sick reality of the show. Okay, the pasta's starting to break up just a little bit, so I'm gonna chill out. And what I'm gonna do now is kill the heat. Let's get, it's hot. Let's kill the heat. Let's get this nice and centered again. Got to have everything centered on BWB. And we're adding the sharp cheddar here. I'm just going to fold that in a little bit. We're going to kill the heat. I'm going to fold it in. I know I've got all kinds of spoons and mixing utensils here. I'm mixing and matching. I just want to get that, just let it get to know each other. Not trying to melt it all, just trying to incorporate it. And now we're going to lid it up and let it sit for like 3 minutes. And during that time, it's going to finish melting, and it's going to melt a little bit more gently, and it's not going to break up the pasta too much. I think this might just work. You guys are about to have some mac and cheese to eat with your mouths in a minute. Okay, and now let me prep the home station here, make sure everybody's where they need to be. Get the mustard out of here. Oh, I didn't add the cayenne, shoot. It's not too late. Let's add a little bit of cayenne. I'm gonna have to mix this once all the cheese is melted. A little pinch, just a pinch. Okay, and I believe that's it. I think that's all there is to it. It's like the easiest mac and cheese in the world. So let me get another bowl going here. You guys know how I always have the plating right at the end. And I'm just gonna get that nice and centered, nicey nice. And we're letting this sit for, I think it's like 3 minutes, yeah. Let it stand for 5 minutes. So we're letting that stand for 5 minutes until the cheddar is all melted, and that's gonna help it, you know, join the sauce a little bit more, a little bit less traumatically. It's not gonna be as, because if you hit cheddar with too much heat too fast, I believe it's gonna expel more oil, and we don't want that. Yeah, I think this is going to be absolutely fabulous. I'm going to allow myself one bite of it because I want to be able to, you know, say honestly if it's part of the Clean Plate Club or not. I can't actually induct it into the Clean Plate Club, but my boys in the other room can, so not to worry. Let me grab another fork here, just because I'm going to need it. There we go. Got my fork. It's so funny how, like, you know, this looks like a perfectly clean kitchen, right? It looks like everything's organized and clean and put away. It's just like a half moon of detritus around, and just like dirty stuff and ingredients, and all the ingredients are over here, all the dirty dishes are over here. It's very chaotic.
Home, no more home to me, whither must I wander? Hunger, my driver, I go where I must. Cold blows the winter wind over hill and heather. Thick drives the rain, and my roof is in the dust. Loved of wise men was the shade of my roof tree. The true word of welcome was spoken in the door. Dear days of old, with the faces in the firelight, kind folks of old, you come again no more. Home was home then, my dear, full of kindly faces. Home was home then, my dear, happy for the child. Fire and the windows bright glittered on the moorland. Song, tuneful song, built a palace in the wild. Now when day dawns on the brow of the moorland, lone stands the house, and the chimney stone is cold.
We had a battery die in my mic pack here, and I'm sorry about any screeching or squealing that might have happened. We are always learning in this process. We are always learning and adapting and growing as people and as friends. So thank you for sticking with us. Appreciate it. We lost about 300 people. We lost about 300 people from that. So I don't blame you guys. That's cool. We just hit you with a pretty good screech. Okay, this mac and cheese is done. I'm gonna go back over to the stovetop and give it one last toss before we hit the boohoo button. Are they still going? Oh my God, this looks amazing. This looks incredible. Oh, look, oh my God, look at that. Dude, look at the cheese stretchiness. Oh my God, this looks amazing. Oh my God, I really wish I could eat this. Holy shit, oh my God. This is awesome. Oh dude, look at that. I'm never making mac and cheese the old-fashioned way again. This is perfect. Okay, and heading back over to rolling on camera A, and I'm heading back over here to plate up. Just gonna dump a whole lot in there. Oh my God, look at that. Wow, that is beautiful mac and cheese. And it was so easy. Okay, there's some mac and cheese. It looks just like the one in the show. Like it's got that kind of, you know, all over the place texture. I'm gonna make sure focus is good here. Something I have to do time to time. And lastly, we're topping it up with some of our Romano panko breadcrumbs, which is just gonna really set this off. This is optional, obviously, but like, I'm willing to bet that it is worth your time and effort. And I'm gonna allow myself one bite of this. Oh, look at that. I mean, that's perfect. I can't have any more of that. I'm not allowed. Probably in the episode, I'm gonna say this entered the Clean Plate Club in the other room, or, you know, I'm gonna have one more bite. That is perfect. It's perfect. All right. Oh, I can't have any more of it. I can't. So, Jake, this is here for you on the bar. Actually, do you guys both want to come in here and do that taste testing we were talking about? All right. Bring your forks, please. This is like a revolutionary stovetop mac and cheese recipe. It's so good. All right, so my boys are coming to rescue me from having to eat all this. I'm gonna throw a couple more breadcrumbs on there. All right, come on in, fellas. Dig in. This is Sawyer and Vinny, my de facto taste testers. Taste testers. It's so easy. Yeah. All right, now take it with you into the other room. Walk out with the bowl, if you would. That's perfect. That's gonna play very well. Okay. All right, we got mac and cheese done. I still have the other method that I want to try, but I just realized I'm short on cheddar. I don't have enough cheddar for that method, for Jake Angie's methods, so I'm gonna save that for another day. We have other stuff that we can work on right now. I think the other two things I'm gonna do today are start curing the bacon, which should be a little fun, and then make a cocktail. And then if we got the energy, we can do the grilled frank. But I'd really love to research, you know, how am I gonna do the good version of that? What's the good version of a pancake fried in butter stuffed with 3 different kinds of meat and jelly? Like, what is the gourmand version of that? I don't know. So I'm gonna research that. I'm gonna take a look at a couple super chats. Take a little break here. Big Mac 1997 gave $10 and said, "Hey, what was your mom like? What did she cook for you when you were younger?" She taught me how to bake chocolate chip cookies. She taught me how to make my own ramen. That was like one of the first things. Not like good ramen, not like the real ramen, packet ramen, you know, Maruchan ramen. And she taught me how to, you know, I was like 5 or whatever, and I had never cooked anything, and she taught me, you know, just how to boil the water, how to add the seasoning packet, just the basics. Like this is how you cook. And because she died when I was 11, so I was very young for most of the time that she could have taught me anything. And but she taught me the basics, and she taught me how to make chocolate chip cookies. And whenever it was snowing out, she would go outside and get a Cool Whip tub, because she would save all those and use them for storing food. So an empty Cool Whip tub, and she'd scoop up a tub full of snow and pour maple syrup over it. And we would just eat that for dessert. It was amazing. Thank you for your super chat. And as usual, here, I'm gonna refresh this, because as usual, my laptop is not cooperating. Gee whiz, what is going on here? Why isn't this working? What's wrong with my... All right, my laptop is, I can see some here, but I can't click on the super chats. What is going on? All right. Hold on, what's happening?
I'm going to try and send you a link so that you can just see them all in one window.
That's a great idea. Thank you. Anyway, while Sawyer's doing that, I'll check out the super chats as soon as I can. This was a wildly successful recipe for mac and cheese. super easy way to make it super quickly. No roux. You know, roux can be very intimidating for newcomers to the kitchen. And this was very foolproof. This was very easy and very quick. Even with the wrong pasta, even with the radiatore. I'm gonna have one more bite. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, diet. Oh, it's great. Mustard really makes it too. Like the mustard gives back some of the complexity that we're missing with the American cheese. But yeah, even with the wrong kind of pasta with radiatore, if you add the cheese right when the pasta is just a little al dente, it's going to keep cooking while the cheese melts, and it's going to soften up a little bit more. Right now, the pasta is cooked perfectly. Like it is just right. It's not too soft. It's not too al dente. But yeah, let's see here.
Check your notes. I sent the link in your notes.
I can't click on anything. It's not even the link. Hang on. I think it's my mouse pad. I'm going to give it another wipe down real quick. Not mouse pad, but mouse tracking area. Why is it giving me such a hard time? Let's try that. Okay. Yeah, okay, all right. Is this gonna work now? There we go, we're back in business. Sorry, Jake, thank you. It looks like the stream froze. Jake, oh, maybe not. Maybe it was just my laptop. My laptop's a mess. Okay. It's been too close to the cooking for too long. Like it's always hanging out right here. It's getting food splatter all over it. I'm sure I've ruined it. Reed K gave $20 and said, Andy Milanakis recommended the dishes from Hayao, Miyazaki's Spirited Away. Also, I've never even said his first name before. I didn't realize that was his first name. Miyazaki's Spirited Away. Please also make a video on how to grill fish without it sticking. Happily, I will do that. And I definitely want to do something from Spirited Away. It's all very advanced cookery. We just got a $100 Snapchat. We just got a $100 super chat from In-N-Out. In-N-Out, you've dropped $200 today. Thank you so much. Seeing as how your Louis C.K. fried chicken was only a couple minutes long, ever thought of doing a redo version? Redo. Absolutely. I would love to explore fried chicken again, especially given. Well, anyway, I would love to take another look at fried chicken. I'm just trying to decide the best medium. I'd love to do Nashville hot chicken or something like that, some variation on fried chicken. Why does this 800 number keep calling me? Keep saying it's Apple support. It's not Apple support. Go away. But yeah, no, expect me to take another look at fried chicken. Maybe in a basics. Maybe I'll do a basics fried chicken because there's battered fried chicken, there's breaded, there's all different kinds of stuff you can do. You can do buttermilk marinades. You can do all different kinds of stuff. So I'd love to do that again. Thank you so much for your generosity. Thank you for the super chat. Connor Scott gave $5 and said, "Hi, Dad." Hi, son. Tinsel gave $5 and said, "Hello from North Greece, New York. I moved here from Buffalo and I love, love, love Rochester." That's music to my ears. It's music to both my and Sawyer's ears. We are Rochesterians, for anybody who hasn't figured that out yet, because that's all we talk about. And I haven't been in North Greece since I played you guys in soccer in middle school, but I have fond memories of the Pizza Hut and the soccer fields. So I'm glad you're enjoying it, and enjoy the 585 twice as much for us, because we can't be there right now, but we'd love to enjoy it with you. Chris W gave $5 Australian and said, "Hi from Australia. Would you do some traditional Aussie food?" I honestly don't know what traditional Aussie food is. I've gone to some Australian restaurants. I've never been to Australia. I've gone to some Australian restaurants here in the city. I know that potato wedges are a big thing. They all have kangaroo steaks and stuff, but I don't know if that's like traditional Aussie cuisine. I would assume it is, because it's so widely available. Like, kangaroos over there, I've heard, are like deer here. They're everywhere. So I would love to look into more what is traditional Aussie food and how can I best share it on my show. I would love to do that. So thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the idea. $5 Canadian from Cheese. Is it possible that milk steak is just a brick of cheese? That's my favorite theory, is that Charlie doesn't know what to call cheese, so he calls it a milk steak. It's a very funny idea. I hope that's the case, but too late now. Nick Allen gave $5. Today is the 25th anniversary of All Good Things airing, and the first Star Trek Picard teaser dropped today. I didn't know that. We need to stop the live stream right now. I need to go watch that. I didn't know that dropped. I have to watch that. And that's a great idea. I should try to find something to do from Star Trek. The only problem is that most of it is fantastical food, like Klingon gach is something that people ask for the most, which is just a bowl of worms, and I'm not doing that. But I'll take a look at that, especially now that the teaser's out. I definitely want to try to jump on that. $50 from Reed K. Reed K, you're back. Thank you so much for your incredible generosity today. Seriously though, that bison liver from the Revenant is a gold mine. I'm thinking pate is an option to make it better. I'd be very happy to try that. Problem is, I've looked into it. Very hard to find bison liver. I'm sure I could find a purveyor of bison meat, someplace where they farm bison, and get the liver, but like so far I've had very little luck finding it. And the scary thing is that I always do, accurate recreations of foods from movies and television, and to be accurate, I have to eat it raw, like Leo did. And I'm very scared to eat raw bison liver. It sounds like a very unpleasant experience. And I'm not trying to get an Oscar like my man Leo. So, but I think that people would definitely get the clicks. So I'm going to look into it. Thank you again for the very generous super chat and the very repulsive idea. But bison liver pate sounds like it could be good. Dr. Rose 26, love your videos. Made your pollo a la plancha. It was delicious. Suggestion for a future episode: meatloaf from the Rocky Horror Picture Show, or the human meat substitute from Fallout New Vegas. All right, I'll take a look into that. I haven't seen Rocky Horror Picture Show in so long. I have to watch that again. William Powell gave £4.99 sterling. Hey, Andy, please make the turkey ass from Norbit. It is his favorite part of the turkey, after all. I have to look into that. I've never seen Norbit, and I'd never heard of a turkey ass, but I'm going to take a look at it. We have $10 from Big Fella. You should do some type of Juicy Lucy, if you know what that is. I do know what that is. I recently was on an episode of The Burger Show where George Motes showed us how to make a true blue Juicy Lucy, and it's one of my favorite burgers. I've only ever been to Minneapolis once, and it's incredible. I love a Juicy Lucy, so I'll definitely look into that. Isaac, Bayman, not Bowman, Bayman. You told me how to say it right in the other one. Isaac Bayman just gave another $50. What diet are you on? Whole30, paleo, keto, etc. Done those in the past and felt great. Hope you're feeling good as well. I'm actually not on a specific plan like that. I'm working with my trainer friend Chris, who you guys, he was in a recent episode. He was in the Good Morning Burger. He came in and ate the Good Morning Burger for me. And I've been working with him. Oh, sorry. Thank you. Okay, there we go. So I've been working with Chris, and he basically just put me on this macronutrient diet where I just try to eat as many whole and familiar foods as possible. Nothing processed, no added sugar. And the macronutrients that I try to hit are 125 grams of carbs, 150 to 200 grams of protein, depending on how much I'm working out that particular day, and 50 grams of fat that I can add to if I need to make up the calories, because I need to hit at least 1,800 calories and up to 2,000, depending again on the workload that day, because I am working out 6 times a week. So he just put me on this macronutrient diet. It's not gluten-free, it's not carb-free, it's not whole foods only. I can drink coffee, I can, it's not one of these, guidelined diets. It's just like, you need this amount of nutrients here, you need this amount of nutrients here, and just try to stick to those macros. And so I've been trying to come up with all different kinds of recipes that fit into that mold, because I think it's a great way for people to try dieting, because I can eat a wide variety of foods, much wider than I would if I were on paleo, if I were on Whole30, and I'm still losing weight. I've lost 8 pounds, and I'm not losing any more because I'm trying to gain muscle now. I'm not trying to necessarily drop weight, and it just seems like a very good guideline for people who just want to eat a little healthier. Calorie restriction and certain ratios of macronutrients depending on your body weight. But thank you again so much for your extremely generous super chat. Speaking of which, In-N-Out is back with another $100. Dude, that's $300. I mean, I really appreciate it. It's not In-N-Out's, we did this last time, right? It's not In-N-Out's actual channel, right?
We don't believe it is In-N-Out's actual channel, yes.
Okay, all right, well, whoever you are, In-N-Out, thank you so much for your incredible generosity. Can you show us how to make the meat that the monkeys were eating from the animal that they killed at the beginning of 2001 Space Odyssey? That is the most expensive and silliest question I've ever heard. That was a very expensive question I mean, I'll look into it, man, but like, as I recall, it is a raw piece of animal that they're eating. And I'd love to show you how to make that, but I think that that's probably outside of my realm of doability. Something that I've been trying to focus on more and more, a lot of people have been asking for Lord of the Rings food. A lot of Lord of the Rings food is fantastical, so I'm opposed to doing it on the show because I can't do fantasy ingredients. Lembas bread, one bite fills you up for the entire day. I can't possibly make anything like that, so I've stayed away from it. But coney stew, brace of conies and potatoes. It sounds like a closer and closer possibility. In-N-Out, thank you so much for your incredible super chats, all your very, very generous super chats. Really appreciate it. Thank you for supporting the channel. Thank you. Ron Perez gave $5 and said, do some flavor tripping with miracle fruit berries. I'll send you some fresh ones. I actually have some in the other room. I love miracle fruit. It is a fun, it's a novelty. It's not something I would ever do regularly, especially because it feels like I'm dealing horrendous damage to my mouth with all like eating whole lemons. Like that can't be good for my system, just like all that acid. But yeah, no, those are a lot of fun. I recommend trying them out. All right, I'm gonna get back to cooking here. I think next up I'm gonna make the cocktail. I'm gonna make the Caribbean Paradise. So let's do that. I'm starting with the Paradise cocktail, which is where gin and juice came from. It's gin, orange juice, splash of lemon, and apricot flavored brandy. So not exactly gin and juice as we might know it today, but it's kind of known as like the original gin and juice, kind of. And it's called the Paradise cocktail. It's the closest thing I can find to what they might be talking about. But this is the Caribbean Paradise. So I wanted to make something a bit more Caribbean, bringing in some islandy flavors. And I found one that's called the Caribbean Paradise, and it sounds like something that they would sell in the saccharine sweet kind of environment that they're trying to sell when they're trying to win an award on the show. Is this Caribbean Paradise cocktail? Caribbean Paradise. How do you say it? Caribbean or Caribbean? Does it matter? Is it contextual based on the sentence? Well, whatever. Caribbean Paradise sounds more right to me. Where it's a 3-layered cocktail, so you got 3 different colors. It's a layer of grenadine. Pardon me. It's a layer of grenadine, a layer of pineapple juice blended with coconut rum, and then a layer of blue curacao. Blue curacao. I don't even know how to say that, but that's fun because I used blue curacao. This junk when I made Riot Juice for the original It's Always Sunny special, and I haven't touched it since because it's kind of gnarly. So it's fun to bring it back for this special. I think it's appropriate. It's cathartic. Anyway, let's get started. Let's make us a drink that I can't drink. Here we go. First up, we need a martini glass. We need a martini glass for the.
Are you recording?
No, thank you. I'm gonna roll on this. So, first off, need a martini glass. Here we go. Do that walk in again. This is for the Paradise cocktail. I'm gonna get that nice and in focus. There we go. That's one of the realities of the show is that I have to check focus all the time. All right. So, first thing we got to do, chill our glass. So I'm going to fill that with ice, and then I don't want to bring this over to the. I don't feel like bringing this over to the sink, so I'm just going to grab this bottle of water. And that's how you chill a martini glass. You just fill it with ice and water and let her sit for, I don't know, 5 minutes. And that'll chill it off real good. Then, into a cocktail shaker goes. What's the ratios on this? I'm sorry, I need to look at the ratios. Paradise cocktail. So the ratio, the official ratio according to the International Bartenders Association is a 2 to 1 to 1 ratio. Gin, apricot, brandy, orange juice. So what's the measures? 1.5 ounces gin, okay. No, so it should be 2 ounces of gin, 1 ounce of apricot brandy, 1 ounce of orange juice. I think I need more than that. I don't know how many ounces these glasses are, but I think they're more than 4. So I'm gonna up it a little bit. Well, I'm also gonna add a splash of lemon juice. That's apparently in the original recipe. So I'm gonna hang on a second, folks. I'm gonna get some ice. Sorry, I know it's probably loud. Why did that mic battery die so quick, guys? Like, did those really only last an hour, hour and a half? That's weird. There we go. Okay. All right, well, let's keep an eye on that. I need the top. Oh, here's the top. Okay. So, into the shaker for the Paradise cocktail. This is not the Caribbean Paradise, this is the Paradise cocktail. We need gin. Here's my gin. We need, what the hell else? We need a lemon. So I'm gonna grab a lemon here. I think I'm gonna garnish with the lemon as well. Hang on, I know I got some lemons in here somewhere. Here we go. There's a lemon. Just needs a splash of lemon. I think I'm gonna do like a peel of lemon for the garnish. And apricot brandy. Here we go. And orange juice. Need orange juice as well. Grab the orange juice. Okay. Got my OJ. So we need, I'm gonna do 2 ounces of gin. This is, what is this, 1.5 ounce measure. So I'm gonna go 1.5 ounces. And what is this? This is a 1/2 ounce, that'll get me up to 2 ounces. There we go. And then we need 1 ounce each of, sorry. Let's start with the apricot brandy. 1 ounce each of apricot brandy. That smells interesting. There we go. That's 1 ounce. And, oops, I'm losing track of things here. Here we go. All right, I'm gonna strike these as I'm done with them. Strike that, and then we need 1 ounce of OJ. 1, 2. All right, that doesn't seem like it's going to be nearly enough. So, let's see what happens. That's the whole point. We're exploring here. We're just exploring. We're just exploring each other in a way that feels good. What? And I'm just going to tidy up my work surface a little bit here. Don't want all these drips and drops everywhere. And I'm going to go ahead. Just get shaking. I don't know how to do the actual bartender shake. All right, and I'm going to I got to dump this ice here. So let's go dump this out. We got a nice chilled glass now. There we go. Nice chilled martini glass. And pour this guy in. And that, hey, it looks like this might work out actually. That looks about right. You don't want it all the way up to the top. You want like a nice little buffer there to make sure that it doesn't spill over. And I'm going to garnish with a little lemon peel. Let's do, instead of the channel peeler, I'm going to just do like a whole, I was going to do a splash of lemon juice too. A little splash of lemon juice. For that, I'll just cut, that didn't quite work. Let's cut off an end here and just Dump that on in there. A little splash of lemon juice. And, ooh, okay. All right, wait, a nice piece of lemon peel, which I'm going to twist up a little bit just to get it good looking. And that is a paradise cocktail. Let me get all this junk out of here so it looks all nice and organized. That's the way I like to plate things up. I want no distractions. Get all that out of the way. And that is a paradise cocktail. Now, I haven't had a sip of alcohol in 23 days, so I can't drink this. I'm not about to break now. So I would love to invite Sawyer to come in here and sample this for me, if that's cool with you.
Gladly.
And then I'll have Vinny come in and try the Caribbean Paradise. How's it?
Very nice.
Very cool. All right.
Oh yeah.
Take it and enjoy. Enjoy twice as much for both of us, please. Okay. That's the Paradise cocktail. Now, next up, I'm going to stop rolling for the moment and get my mise all in its place for this next one. For this next one, okay, it starts with grenadine, then shaken pineapple juice with the coconut rum, and then the blue curacao on top. Okay. I've never made a layered cocktail before. This is a little intimidating, but let's see how it goes. I'm going to dump out the ice from my shaker. Get the shaker ready to go for round 2. Rinse it out. There we go. And for this guy, we need a bit more of a tropical kind of glass. This is a beer glass, but I think it's going to work just fine for a tropical kind of drink. All right, let me make sure I'm rolling on this. Got to make sure we're recording. You know, mustn't do that again. So now I'll probably just start something like this and just go whoop. Oh, missed the center. This always takes a few tries to get it to that center. Almost. Okay, where's the focus? Let's set focus a little bit closer. There. This is the minutia that goes in every episode. Every episode has a million little adjustments like this. Got to try to keep things in focus and looking pretty. I'm trying to look like a bartender right now. Do I look like a bartender? Oh, almost. So close. Come on, I can do this. That's it. That's the one. Okay. Nailed it. Only took 10 tries. All right. So, and now after all that, I need to fill this with ice. So, ideally, you want to use you want to use crushed ice for a drink like this, but I don't have any handy at the moment. So we're just gonna go with this kind of vibe right here. Maybe a little bit less. We don't need that much in there. Okay, and let's start. So we need. What was the? I'm sorry, but with cocktails, I really needed to know the ratios. I can't remember exactly how much of each thing was in this. I mean, granted, it was going into a larger glass when I saw it. It was a gentleman's YouTube channel. There he is. Drinks Made Easy. And he had a nice. I really want the recipe though. He doesn't have. Okay, he doesn't even write down the recipe. Whatever. I'm gonna figure this out. It's not that hard. Okay, so first step is we need to pour some grenadine. You know, I should have done that first. Come on, get on out of there. All right. So should do that first. Should start with the grenadine. Where's my grenadine? There it is. So start just like, I think it's like probably 1.5 ounces, 2 ounces, like 1.5 ounces of grenadine. So I'm just gonna put enough, just like that. Perfect. And now get the ice back in there. There we go. Good start, good start. So we got the grenadine in the bottom, and then into the top, getting some more ice in my shaker here. And then this is hilarious. I've got pineapple juice, but I've only got this big freaking can of it. So I'm just gonna, I wish I had one of those, you know, hole punchers that you use when you're a kid to open up one of these big cans of juice. It's like a little triangular hole punch, but I don't have it, so I'm just gonna have to eyeball this. And I think I'm going for probably about 2 ounces of, maybe 1 ounce. Did that even work? This silly thing. There we go. Way too much pineapple juice. Yeah, why don't we measure this? Why don't we make it official? So I'm, all right. You know, the answer here is to put this in another vessel. That's the answer. Whoop. There we go. That ought to do it. All right, let's strike this. Get this out of here. And I'm gonna, let's see, how much we want to put in here. Let's do 1.5 ounces of pineapple juice. Maybe a bit more. Let's do about 2 ounces. About 2 ounces of pineapple juice, and then into that goes some of this. I mean, normally I'd ideally like to use Malibu because that's just like what I think of when I think of coconut rum, but this is all I could find here in New York City. I'm gonna do an equal part coconut rum, about 2 ounces, and then I'll strike that. And that just needs to be shaken up pretty much. So where's the lid? Here it is. Boop, boop. Shake that guy up real good. There we go. And then need to pour it very carefully down the side of the glass so as to not mix it into the grenadine too much. We want it to sit on top of the grenadine. I guess actually you can pour it right on the ice, can't you? Because the ice slows it down. That's perfect. Look at that. That's cool. I kind of want a little bit more. I don't want so much blue curacao at the top. I mean, we'll just cheat a little bit. Boop. There we go. A little bit of extra pineapple juice on top. Let's get rid of this. And lastly but not leastly, we got some blue curacao, which again, got to pour very gently because we don't want it mixing in with the pineapple juice. We want it to sit right on top. So I'm going to pour this right on top of the ice. Oh, that's not working, is it? It's not sitting on top. Try pouring it down the side of the glass. That's not working either. That totally mixed together. Well, that's a failure. How are you supposed to? Okay. Well, I need to do a little research there, I guess. Let me start over on that. I'm gonna say, like I said, guys, we're doing a live episode here. This is about figuring stuff out. That's what this episode's all about. So, are people making fun of me? I understand if you guys are. Yeah, well, spoon. That's a great idea. Pour it over a spoon. See oh man, I should do this more often. Instead of having to Google shit, I can just talk to you guys about it. Like, what do you guys do? Pour it over a spoon. That's brilliant. Okay, let's try again. So, still rolling on the camera. Let's get some ice going here. Do I pour it on the top of the spoon? Oh no. Do I pour it on the concave or convex side of the spoon? I wonder, aloud to myself. Maybe I'll look at that gentleman's video again, see how he did it. Let's see. Add the blue curacao. I'm watching a YouTube video on how to make my YouTube video. Isn't that hilarious? He just pours it on top. I think his glass is way taller, and it's not penetrating it still penetrates down like this far, but that, for me, that's like halfway down the glass. I think this glass is too small. What are some other options? What can I use? I have this like beer stein over here. That's probably not very appropriate. Like this. That seems not very islandy. Okay, I'm just gonna try to make it work with this. I'll try using the spoon method, you know? You gotta be able to make it in a smaller glass. Surely you don't have to have a giant, silly, islandy cocktail glass. I did it again. I'm such a silly Billy. I gotta put the grenadine syrup in first. Come on. There we go. Okay, grenadine syrup goes in first. Where is it? Here we go. Just about an ounce of that. Boop. That's good. And then ice. Back in. Okay, and I'm really doing the ice up to the top this time because I think that might help a little bit. We shall see. There's that. Let's try this again with the pineapple juice. I'm gonna need a little bit more than that. Whoop, refill. Okay.
I'm seeing some comments about really making sure that this gets aerated, and that last bit you put on top may have made it so the surface tension was broken and it slipped in. So that's something to think about.
Okay, that's interesting. So, all right, I'll just make sure that shake the living hell out of this then. Might have been too heavy on the alcohol. Maybe that's the problem. Let me go really heavy on the pineapple juice. Oh, see, that's getting really foamy. Huh. Okay, let's go lighter on the rum. Just do a ratio of 2 to 1 instead of 1 to 1. There we go. I love that you guys are here to get advice from live. That's great. Okay, I'm gonna really aerate it this time. Lid. Here we go. All right, let's see if that's aerated. Oh yeah, real foamy. You know, actually, okay, to make sure I get the foam, I might not get the foam if I pour it through the strainer. So I'll use a spoon to hold back the ice. I don't know. Let's just use the strainer, see what happens. That's really foamy this time. Oh yeah, look at that. Oh God, it's like milky. Look at that. That's crazy. That's so cool. I'm sorry to be like a little kid, but I love that. That's great. All right, keep going. Okay, so the key was a little bit more pineapple juice. I'm gonna try to get this foam in there. There's the foam. I can spoon the foam right in. If that's the thing that's gonna keep this separated, then I've got foam for days right here. Kind of nice looking anyway. Get that foam down in there. Really make sure. Okay, and let's get all this junk out of the way. Wipe up a little bit, because we got stuff everywhere. There we go. And I think I'm gonna do the spoon anyway, just to, well, I don't know. Let's see what happens. This is all experiments. I like experiments. Gently. Oh, it's mixing in. It's doing it again. Oh, damn. Damn. On this side it doesn't look that bad. Oh no, it's mixing right in. I got a lot of foam on there that time, and it mixed right in. This, I think, is going to take a little bit more R&D before I can crack it. Yeah, see, that's going right. Oh, okay, wait. We actually have. Oh no, no, that's not right. It should be like totally separate. It should go in a little bit, but it's like falling straight to the bottom. I'm doing something wrong. Okay, see, you know, we're gonna learn. We're gonna figure it out. I'm gonna stop recording, and I'm gonna, feed this to Vinny because it's still probably a perfectly tasty cocktail. It's just kind of ugly. So, Vinny, you want to come in here and drink this? Vin, go drink that. So, this isn't right, Vinny. This is wrong. But I'm sure it tastes good. Just try eating it. Try drinking it. Stay away from the grenadine on the bottom. Maybe, mix that in or I think you're getting mostly grenadine.
Tropical.
Tropical?
I'm there.
Is it Caribbean?
I'm there.
Would you call it Caribbean? Not in the color.
Yeah.
Oh, get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here, you smart aleck. All right, well,
It is delicious.
Vinny says it tastes delicious, but it does look wrong. So I am going to do more R&D.
7-Eleven Slurpee.
He said it tastes like a 7-Eleven Slurpee. It's because you're drinking all the grenadine out of the bottom. All right, so that's going to take a little bit more research. Obviously, that cocktail is not going to go in the real episode. How are we doing here? How long have we been going now, Jake?
Been going for a solid 2 hours and 12 minutes.
All right, well, what was the other thing I was going to do?
You were
I was going to do the pork. How about I just get the pork ready and then we call it a day? Sound good?
Sounds good. I'm about to be toasted.
Oh, because God, I'm so jealous. I haven't had a drink in so long. Okay, my boys are in there eating mac and cheese, drinking. I'm in here making salads. Okay, last thing was the pork belly. So to do the pork belly, I need to cure it. And first I need to start by removing the skin. And then I need to cure, you know what? Something you're going to be able to see now is the walk-in. At the beginning of every episode, there's something sitting here, and I walk in and I say, "Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to Binging with Babish." And we didn't do that for It's Always Sunny because I still have a lot more to shoot, and I haven't decided what I want to have here. But I do know what I want to do for. Howl's Moving Castle, which is to have the pork belly just sitting here, a big old slab of pork belly. So let me retrieve it from the fridge. There we go. Look at that. There we go. Vinny ran out and got me this pork belly. He's kind enough to source it for me. It looks perfect. It looks like it's going to make some beautiful, thick-cut bacon. Smells great. I like the smell of raw meat. Sue me. Oh, look at that. That already looks like bacon. That side's a little gnarly, but this side, that looks like bacon. That already is practically bacon. So it's got skin on it, which means we could use that to make cracklings. That might be fun. But it is also too big. It's too big. How do I want this during the intro? Probably like that. Probably like that, I think. Yeah, I think we'll have it like that. And then I'm probably going to cut it here so I can fit it into the bag. It needs to go into a bag with the cure for about 3 or 4 days. So I'm probably going to cut it here. I don't know what I'll do with this. Maybe I'll sous vide it, or I'll do something else with it. But here we go. Let's do the walk-on. So what I do is I go off like this, check my apron, make sure everything's on straight. Pick up this ice off the floor so I don't slip and break my neck. And make sure everything's straight. There we go. Oh, it's not. See? I screwed up already. There we go. Make sure the apron's good. This is the first shot, so I pay a lot of attention to the apron, make sure that there's no weird folds or creases or anything. That's looking solid right there. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to Binging with Babish, where this week we're taking a look at the bacon and eggs from Howl's Moving Castle. Now, this is kind of a simple dish, so yada, 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 say something else, do something else. So I want to make bacon. For that, we need pork belly. All right, take 2. Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back. Oh, I don't like the apron. Don't like it. Are people Do people think that it's that I'm being ridiculous right now?
No, they're still talking about foam density.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll figure that out later. Here we go. Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to Binging with Babish, where this week we're taking a look at the bacon and eggs from Howl's Moving Castle. Now, surely you guys didn't tune in to just watch me fry up some bacon and eggs, so let's make some bacon. All right, cool. That's the intro. Stop, start. Now, first things first, I gotta take the skin off this bad boy. Well, first things first, I gotta cut it down to size. It's gonna make it a little easier to take the skin off. I want this to be about 8 inches, maybe 9. Jake, is there a measuring tape in there? Should be one right on my desk in that mishmash of junk. Should be some measuring tape somewhere. Is it on the coffee table? It's fine. It's okay. I'm just gonna eyeball this. It's fine. That's all right. Let me grab these bags. See what my max size is going to be. Looks like that might. It's going to be tight. Maybe like that. So okay, right about. Well, I'll sacrifice this bag to the bag gods. And right about there. Can't even see that cut. There it is. Deeper. There we go. Okay. Let's cut this down to size. There we go. All right. That's so cool. I've always wanted to make bacon before, and that already doesn't that look like a piece of bacon? That's so exciting. Okay. So this I'm gonna, I don't know, I'll sous vide it and make it sometime, not right now. I'm gonna put this in a okay. Now we gotta lose the skin. And for that, we need to sort of make a little exploratory cut right underneath the skin. We're trying to lose as little fat as possible. Obviously, this is bacon, so we're not, we're trying to hang on to as much of that fat as possible. And also could potentially save this skin and make cracklings out of it. There we go. Once you get it started, you can kind of just skim right underneath the skin. That wasn't great. That wasn't a great start. Let's try that again. See, that was dumb because now I have to get this little piece off of here, and that's going to be a pain in the ass. There we go. Come on. Oh, don't worry, I've been recording. Since I did those walk-ons. Okay, so that was stupid. Let's try a different approach. There. Let's try a different approach. I'm sure somebody out there in the comments is talking about a way better way to do this, and I apologize for doing it in an inefficient way. So I'm going to try to get a whole corner here. There we go. So I can try and keep it whole and not break it up like that. Just try to stay right underneath the skin. There we go. Once I get a good grip on this, this will be easier. Come on. There's no way to do that, huh? All right, well, I'm just gonna do my best to get as large swaths as I can. Like that. I feel like I'm cutting way too deep here. I am. Whew, I'm butchering this thing, not in a good way. All right, I'm just gonna try to do this. This seems like it's working better for my style. Yeah, that's definitely the way for old Babby. Just try to work it right underneath the skin. Keep it as thin as possible. Don't lose too much of that fat. I already done fucked up this whole part of it, but we're still gonna get some good bacon out of this. There we go.
You want to take a second to address a couple super chats while you're skinning the fat?
Please, that'd be great.
All right, well, the first one, I think, is from Isaac Bayman again. We remember you. Thanks so much, dude. This another 50
Thanks, man.
bucks. Incredible.
Dude, thank you.
Saw your old post about the Grasshopper Diaries.
Oh my
released
God.
the documentary video about it, especially with all the issues it had with production. It seems like it'd be interesting. Also, how did that firecracker with unleavened bread taste?
Wow, he's
Heads.
yeah,
I mean,
he's doing some deep cuts there. So something that you guys might not know is that I did some promotional work. Sawyer and I did some promotional work for the Grasshopper, which is a fun little vaporizer made out in Colorado by a couple of young geniuses. And we didn't make a documentary about the Grasshopper. We made some promotional material for the company, and they super cool dudes, super nice guys. There we go. See, we got the makings of some bacon here. I'm just going to clean up the rough edges, but yeah, the Grasshopper's obviously had some issues. It is a very high quality, very user-friendly product, but some of the batteries had some issues early on. I think they've fixed them, but I haven't used mine in so long that I haven't even thought about that in years. But yeah, Sawyer went with me. That was back when I was trying to establish myself as a bit more of a corporate video, commercial guy. And Sawyer came with me. I basically emailed them and I was like, hey, I'll make you guys a promotional video for free if you fly me out to Colorado. And they did. And we made a couple promo videos. You can see them on their website. You can see them on the Grasshopper channel. One of them is called Dispensary Employees Try the Grasshopper. And the other one's called, I can't remember what it's called, but it's just like a description of the Grasshopper and its manufacturing process. But if you see one that's, a bunch of really fun, really sweet stoners trying out the Grasshopper, Sawyer and I made that going on about, God, that must have been 6 years ago, right?
Must have been, yeah. That we loved that thing. Ours both broke, but we had prototypes. And
yeah, it's true.
It still has one of the most gratifying charging mechanisms in the industry.
Oh, it has one of the best physical mechanisms in the industry. The click that you get when you hit the button is incredible. And it
really
also
a superlative button. Great button.
No, they worked very hard on the button to make the action very satisfying, and it is. It also heats up in 2 seconds. It's a really cool little vaporizer, but it did have a couple little issues. But
it burns your mouth.
It burns your mouth. Let's not dance around it. It burns the hell out of your mouth. And is this gonna fit? I think that'll fit. All right, so now let's look at the cure. Curing is so thank you very much for the super chat, Mr. What's his name?
That was Bayman.
Bayman, okay. So as far as the bacon, okay. So now, curing is a science. We need to use not very exact, but we need to use relatively exact measurements to make sure that the bacon is properly cured. Otherwise, we could get sick, and we don't want that. All right, so we have the skin trim.
I'm seeing some focusing requests. It looks nice to me. It's focused on the bacon, but that's what I'm seeing out there.
Yeah, it's focused on the bacon, guys. I'm sorry. That's what we're trying to focus on right now. Literally.
For new visitors, we're shooting an episode here, so that's what's going on.
Yeah, this will be an episode of Binging with Babish, and we thought that we'd live stream the process, give you guys a little look behind the curtain. I don't think I'm going to be able to fit this in here, but I'm damned if I'm not going to try. Oh, I've been wanting to try out these new gloves here. Some new nitriles. Let's give those a test run. So first I need to make the cure. So the cure, in this case, let's grab a bowl. I need to make the cure. So the cure, I know I just said that, sorry. We need 4.5 teaspoons of kosher salt. It says Morton's, but I have Diamond Crystal and it's pretty close. I know I just said we have to be super precise, but just don't listen to me. I don't know why you listen to me in the first place. Where's my teaspoons? Hang on. Sorry, I gotta find my teaspoon measure here. Oh, it's MIA. I don't know where it is. Where is my teaspoon? This is what the reality of making the show is like. Just like, where is this? Where's that? What the hell? 1 tablespoon. All right, how many teaspoons? I'm going to consult the internet. How many teaspoons in a tablespoon? 3 teaspoons in a tablespoon. So I need 4.5 teaspoons. That means 1 tablespoon plus 1.5 teaspoons of salt. A little bit easier. So 1 tablespoon, nice single tablespoon, whoop. Plus the remainder, which was, didn't I just get the half? Oh my God, what's wrong with me? Where's the half teaspoon? I just had it. Man, there it is. Okay. Half teaspoon, so then 3 of these. 1, 2, 3. There we go. We need 4.5 teaspoons of ground black pepper, and this one doesn't have to be as exact because pepper doesn't cause any sanitary issues or anything. It's you know, this is just for flavor. So I've got about 4 teaspoons here. Maybe this is more like 5, so I'm just going to add most of this like that. There we go. Ground black pepper. 6 tablespoons, or what is that? That's a 1/4 cup plus 2 tablespoons of dark brown sugar. But let's just measure it out with the tablespoon. That's fine. Where's the brown sugar? Here it is. Okay. Get this guy open. Need scissors.
Got another idea for the Caribbean drink when you have a second.
Let's hear it.
Alex Smith, I wonder if it's the Alex Smith we went to high school with, recommended that you need to dilute the curacao with water so its density is lower than what it's going on top of, and that ought to do it.
That makes a lot of scientific sense, I should say. So thank you very much, Alex. I'm gonna take a look in. I'm gonna give that a shot. Maybe we'll give that a shot once I'm done getting this pork cured, because it's not exactly like it takes a long time. What I really need to do is look at a recipe for the darn thing instead of just looking at pictures of it and imagining how it comes together. 4. We're doing 6 packed tablespoons of dark brown sugar. 5. And is 6. Okay, and then we need 3/4 cup of distilled water. And it is important to use distilled water because could have some purification issues, could have some bacterial growth if you don't use distilled water. So that is important. Use distilled, kids. And use it when you're filling up your clothes iron, okay? Be smart, okay? Play it smart. All right, we need 3/4 cup. Here we go. 3/4 cup of distilled water. Boom. And lastly, but not leastly, we need the ingredient that is going to actually cure the meat, which is Prague powder number 1, which is a pink curing salt, which is actually toxic to humans. But it's in this kind of small dose, it's not going to kill you. But whatever you do, do not ever use this as normal salt. Don't eat it. Use it in small amounts when curing, heavily diluted. All right, and there's half a teaspoon of pink curing salt. And that's what gives the meat its distinct cured color. You know, bacon is redder and pinker than the straight up pork belly. And that's where it gets the color from, and that's where it gets the cured taste from. This seems like an excellent opportunity to utilize our dear friend Tiny Whisk. Lick my lips. I can't do the noise right now. Normally I can, but I can't right now. Okay. Get this all good and jazzed together here. This is a recipe from AmazingRibs.com, which I really love their stuff. They have very good, very informative recipes and articles, and grill reviews, not to mention. And there we go. Make sure there's nothing undissolved in the bottom, just pepper. There we go. And now to apply the cure. So what I've got here, let me get the YouTube chat up and going here so I can see things when they happen. Isaac Bayman, thank you so much for answering my question. No problem, dude. Thank you very much for the very generous super chats. I think these gloves are too small for me, if I'm honest, but we'll see. Black gloves just look cooler on camera, and it helps accentuate the food. It's why I wear a black apron. It makes the food pop. Okay. Come on. I don't even know why I'm putting gloves on now. I didn't have them on before, but I just feel like it. So what I've got here is a zip top bag, and I've rolled the corners down, or the top down. And see, I've rolled that down. It's to prevent pork from touching the very edge of this, which could potentially contaminate other things in the fridge. This way, the only thing the pork's touching is the inside of the bag. It's not gonna, there's no way it's gonna fit. It's not gonna fit. Which means I think I need to cut a little bit more off. Where's my knife? It kills me to do it because this is like perfect bacon size. I really don't want to do it because bacon shrinks down like crazy when you cook it. All right, let's take another inch off of this. All right, hopefully that does it. Yeah, no, I'm gonna cook them. I'll sous vide them or do something like that. Here we go. All right, that might fit. Only one way to find out. What are you guys whispering about in there? Oh, this will fit in this direction. Oh, I just put it down in the pork. Genius.
We're whispering, should you use the vacuum sealer bags?
No, because it's, oh. I guess I wouldn't have to vacuum seal it, would I? It's all right. The vacuum sealer bags are about the same width, so I'd run into the same problem. This is going to fit, though. I've already cut it down, so it's too late now. And I'm such a genius that I let the pork I let the bag just touch the table with the pork, so now I need to start over here. There we go. It's going to fit lengthwise. If I had larger vacuum seal bags, then that would be a good that would work. But good idea though, Vinny. Thank you. And let's get these gloves back on. This is kind of just for effects, just to make it look more interesting. I think I look kind of badass with these gloves on, so makes me look like a tattoo artist / chef / biker / Dexter. Okay, there we go. Get those on. All right, and let's try this again. This time, don't put the pork down. Just get the pork into the bag. Thusly. Oh yeah, perfect. Okay, now I'm gonna put it down here where it's not contaminated. take off the gloves, and then I'm gonna wipe this down so I can do stuff on it again. The way I like to sanitize my cutting board is using vinegar. Usually I use diluted vinegar just to clean up, but if you got raw meat, straight up vinegar will do the job. It's gonna smell pretty gnarly, but vinegar, I believe, kills most pathogens that might be present in raw meat. And it's one of the treatments that you want to use on wood. Like it's going to dry out the wood, but you don't want to use chemicals on wood because it's going to soak right in there and become part of the tabletop. I'm going to rinse it with a little bit of water just to make sure it's make sure it stops stinking here because it's pretty loud. It's a pretty loud smell. There we go. Right off. All right. And we're back in business. What's this junk? We don't want that visible. That's fine. All right, so now we need to pour this in here. And what I might do actually is start the cross-contamination protection process early by, this is what I intend to lay it down in the fridge, so if we get a little bit of liquid in here, it's no big deal. So now we'll just, might be easier to do this in a, I don't have one, never mind. I was gonna say measuring cup, but let's just dump it in. There goes our cure. There we go. You can obviously do more intricate and involved cures. You could add herbs, you could add spices, you could add juniper berries, you could, there's all different kinds of stuff. You could add soy sauce, you could make it an Asian style. You could add 5-spice. There's a whole world of possibilities. And now I'm just trying to squeeze out as much air as possible without making the liquid come out. It's a bit of a challenge. Come on. Pretty close. That's good. All right. We got nice exposure on all the meat. It's getting all over the meat. Good stuff. And I'm just making sure that it's as mixed up and as homogeneous as possible. Make sure it's touching all the meat. And I'm just going to flip this every day to make sure that, because most of the cure is on the bottom of the bag right now, and it's hitting only the bottom of the meat. So I'm going to flip this every day so we can get a nice even cure all over. And that's it. This guy's got to sit in the fridge for like 5 days. And not only is that going to change the color and the flavor, it's also going to make it very firm. So we'll be able to slice it once it's done smoking. And to smoke it, normally I'd be going out to Vinny's place to use his smoker, or to my buddy Steve's place to use his smoker. But I'm going to attempt using a stovetop smoker that I've had burning a hole in my kitchen for a while now. And I'm excited to see if it can really imbue some smoke flavor. Apparently you can smoke in it for up to 30 minutes, which should be, for the actual recipe, I believe you smoke this for like an hour. So to be able to smoke it for 30 minutes, maybe even if I have to refresh the wood and just do it again, and then finish it in the oven, should be plenty. And then slice it up and fry it up with some eggs, and then we're gonna have ourselves some bacon. So now this is the part where I lift it up for the camera, do the Babish walk-off, put it in the fridge. Oh, come on. I don't have room. Oh, come on. How about like that? Oh, butter, get out the way. At least this way you guys get to look at my ass. There we go. All right, it's in the fridge, that's it. Stop recording. And that will be ready for us in a few days. That's something I've been wanting to do for so long, and I just haven't been able to find the right piece of pork belly, and that really, did the job. So, I don't know. Should I take another crack at that drink? What do you think?
Well, I saw a couple conflicting opinions. I don't know if they think that diluting thing is actually going to work. So maybe let's look at the comments for a couple more minutes and then make up our mind.
Well, how about I'm going to do some research before I embarrass myself anymore on camera. I think we'll call it because we've been going for almost 3 hours now, and that's a long stream. So I'm going to hop down here. I'm going to change focus to me, and that way people. Oh, I'm sweating. Look at that, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out. This was a different kind of live stream than usual. I'm not in focus, am I? How about that?
Also,
There we go.
Bayman said farewell again. What a treat it's been being here with you today, Bayman. Thank you so much.
Isaac Bayman, thank you so much for hanging out with us. I love you. Please come to the Bay Area if you have a chance. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. Thank you for the very generous super chats. Really appreciate it. And to everybody else, thank you so much for hanging out. Today we were doing something different. I was filming an actual episode of the show. It was a new kind of challenge. To be talking to you guys and to be doing the usual duties of making the show. It was a lot. It was an interesting experiment. We might do it again. If you guys liked it, leave a comment. Let us know that you want to see this or you want to see the basics cook-alongs, what you would most like to see streamed. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. I hope you guys have a great Thursday. And it's 5:40, so I'm going to send these guys home, and then I'm going to make myself some turkey bacon and like lettuce for dinner. It should be good. And yeah, thank you guys for hanging out. Keep an eye out for the It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia special part 2 coming out Tuesday. I'm going to keep shooting that over the weekend, fix the cocktail and make another version of the mac and cheese and make the grilled frank and possibly a very high-end version of the squash and beef. We'll see. But thanks again for hanging out, guys. Thank you to all the very generous super chatters. Sorry for any that I missed. There was a point where they were all coming in really, really fast, so I'm sorry if I missed some comments there. Thank you guys so much for your generosity. Thanks for hanging out. Hope you have a great rest of your week and enjoy your long weekend. And happy early Memorial Day. Have a good one, you guys.